Alrighty, I think we're live. So hopefully we haven't missed out too much here. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I was asleep. Nice. Boom. I should be able to see myself. Let me quickly do this. Okay. There we go. Cool. All right, let's minimize myself here. All right. Yeah, reaction time. I'm so sorry I'm late. I was kind of taking a nap. I am a very, very tired boy, but I'm excited to see what they have delivered. Let me know if you guys cannot see anything. You need to listen to anything.
The mechanism
Volumes
for
are quiet. I don't know why the hell this is not coming out of my stuff. This is so scuffed right now. I'm so scuffed right now. Okay, let me do this.
creating missions
Alrighty.
in this edition of Warhammer 40,000.
So one of the things that they showed,
I
I got on and I saw this. One of the things that they showed, I was really excited about.
This is the tool you use
was
to create
that they
any
showed
mission for any game of Warhammer 40,000, not just for match play. This is
like
for
the core
all
box
types of games. So if you want to play a very
small,
narrative game,
the
or if you want to
rules
play a
being
very
like a tiny
competitive
book,
game,
which is
a tournament,
quite
or something
nice.
Like that, this is still the same deck.
And they
that
also
you use.
showed
Narrative
these
has been
a
weaved
chapter
all the way
approved
through.
mission
We've talked a
decks that
little
are going
bit
to come
about
with
that
the box.
already on the Warhammer
Thank God I
community site in
freaking
terms of
hope
how
they
this,
do. I don't know
creates
why
very
the hell they
narrative-filling games
wouldn't.
and how
I think it would be
armies
insane if
play
they
into
didn't
that,
come with that.
but this is the tool you need to create great missions.
But it's quite nice that
absolutely. It comes complete with a little chapter-approved booklet which explains essentially how to use it. So everything there you need to start using this to sort of power your games.
And you'll be using that a lot. So obviously what you've got here, as well as all those models, is all the rules stuff you need to start playing Warhammer 40,000.
Combine that with your codex, with your data sheets, and
right out of the
away.
gates.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is a box definitely designed for people who just want to start playing straight away in the new edition.
I'm so
and
excited
finally,
for this.
Dominatus, another
I hope they're actually doing everything that they can to get people into this.
Dominatus is something just a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, so the chapter approved mission deck is what you use to create missions.
Ooh.
This deck is what you use to create campaigns.
Well, what was
so
that
there's
I
a few
saw?
different ways
Hold on.
that we've spelled out how you might want to do a campaign in the past. This is a deck.
Hold on, I want to see.
Driven campaign. Spelled out how you might want to do a campaign.
Use Dominatus.
Hold on.
Another pack
I'm sorry, I'm
you have to
skipping.
look in,
What was that I
card
saw?
box, and Dominatus is something just a little bit different, isn't it?
Yes.
What is that? Do you see that, chat? What is that? That looks like Shatterpoint. Like there's different. I guess is that like the because they're talking about the new cards that are coming out or whatever. Is that like supposed to be one of the new cards that come out? That's quite nice. Okay.
So the chapter approved mission deck is what you use to create missions.
Okay, so these
this
are
deck is what you use to create campaigns. So
ooh, okay, so they come with.
We've spelled out how you might want to do a campaign in the past. This is a deck-driven campaign system for Warhammer 40,000.
Oh, that's sick!
Chapter approved, generating those missions, and it allows you to link your battles together in a narrative way. So this is
yes,
if
yes.
you want to play a weekend of gaming,
or link loads together with your gaming.
Yeah,
club
if you've got a
or
gaming club and you get to play a game every week, and you want them to kind of feel like they're part of a continuous system, this is a deck-driven campaign.
Yes,
system, and it effectively takes
that's
away all
huge.
the paperwork, all the logistics of having to run a campaign and puts it into a deck-based system.
Oh,
so
that's
you
so
can
nice.
Link your battles together very easily and feel. Like
oh,
very,
that's so nice.
Connection between the battles.
Absolutely. The Dominatus deck also comes with its own booklet, which is essentially everything you need to know.
Oh, it comes with like a little booklet too, like an instruction booklet.
System,
okay.
We're talking about what, 8 pages long.
Okay, sweet.
And between these and your chapter approved cards, you are away and playing a linked narrative experience of Warhammer 40,000.
And you can play.
I'm so glad that they're doing that.
They need to be like 3 games long if you want them to be, or they can be great long things. And there's a huge amount of replayability in those decks.
So all of that is within the Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon box set.
Okay.
We've shown you all of the frames in a little bit of detail and talked you through the.
Okay, get to the minis. Get to the minis.
At the models themselves.
Let's do it. I think we should start with my favourite half of the box.
So it's Orc time,
Orc
right?
time. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. What are we? Oh, they look so cool. Oh, they actually look really good. Oh, the Gretchens. This is what they've been showing on the website, right? Oh, the big boss looks really good. I like the axe. That's sick. Oh, I like the weird boy. The stuff sticking in the brain. Okay, so we have a banner knob. Man, these guys actually look really good. So we have 2 more bosses, I think is what I saw. Pain boy. Is that oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, war track. I like this one too. Oh man, I'm super excited about this. The Big Mech Dakaroid, I think is exciting. These guys are rad. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so I guess that's the spoiler right there. If you were wanting to see what the other side of the box has, looks like we have a librarian, looks like a captain, some jump pack guys. Looks like we get a brand new raider, land raider. It looks like an ancient is in the back there. Man, they kind of cocked that up, huh? Where's the chaplain though? I guess he must be on the other side. So that's the new box that they just showed for the Blood Angels. But we're gonna keep going over it too because we're excited for it. But I really like the way that some of this stuff looks. Are they gonna show off now the Blood Angels because they've kind of spoiled this? June 2026. So the box comes out soon.
We are back with the Orc contents from Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. A flurry of activity to deploy all here on the table in front of us. This is all of the Orc models that you find inside the Armageddon launch box, and it is awesome. So many cool things to talk about. We'll go through each unit in turn and give you guys at home the lowdown on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Should we start with the smallest of the Orcs?
Yeah, this is a properly great box of Orcs. Worth saying before we dive into the whole thing, effectively what you've got here is a combat patrol worth of Orcs, and then a bunch more stuff. So
absolutely.
it works out something about 700 to 800 points worth of stuff. So it's a fairly sizable chunk of it.
Alrighty.
If this is your first foray into Orcs, and I think a lot of people are getting quite excited about Orcs at the moment, rightly so.
Yeah,
They're very cool. I think a lot of this is a great start to an.
So it comes with 2 war bosses. Do you choose between the 2 war bosses, or do you think that they each have a leader? As I kind of wonder, because if this is supposed to be like combat patrol adjacent, where we're building up a unit in an army, are we building up? What's the build up? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm kind of figuring out. I think it's going to be interesting. I think the war bosses, I hope the war bosses, you can play them both together and you don't have to choose which one to do. I definitely feel like this is exciting though.
Army, you've got some really solid units. If you are bolting this onto an existing Orc army, and I've got a fairly sizable Orc army at home, there are lots of very cool units in this that add new tools into the mix. So it's a great box of Orcs.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody called Darkblade in the chat was saying that the grots are a waste of plastic. They're absolutely not. Grots are essential
Grots
to
are
every
essential.
war boss.
Yeah, I like the grots. Why are people mad about the grots? I feel like that's the one thing that kind of needed to be a part of like a good Orc box. That's absurd. I like them. I wouldn't. The problem is too that, like, I wouldn't be reading the chat. If I was these guys, I would be like reading bots chat thing. I would not be reading anything that's coming on the chat. That's why we don't have the chat open. YouTube's chat is also notoriously bad for that. But I love the way the Gretchens have looked. They've been doing a few posts through the Warhammer 40K app, or through the Warhammer 40K newsletter. And the Gretchens look great. I love them. They're such a fun little model. Definitely little dudes. Very exciting.
Yeah, so we're starting with the lowest rung of Orc Society here. This is the Gretchen unit.
I love the little hairs too. The little parasites.
Oh
man, I like
Gretchen are very useful.
Oh, I like the blunderbuss too. The blundergat.
Push them forward to take objectives without worrying about any of your.
Incredibly cheap to
they're
use
very,
as well,
very cheap in terms of points.
I bet they are. They should
you
probably
can
be
throw them
like
away
at
willy-nilly
most
and
10
not worry too much
points.
about it. In terms of the miniatures, there are some really lovely little throwbacks in this box to classic Gretchen. Some of the miniatures are very reminiscent.
I love
of
the little
some of the things
stub
you
gun.
saw in second and third edition.
The spiked helmets there really
Yeah,
absolutely.
bro.
And also some of the weapons are quite reminiscent of Gorka Morka era grots.
It's almost like it's the greatest hits of sort of grots through the ages.
It is, yeah. They look great.
I like it.
Yeah, I love them.
Anyway, we've
We're
had.
not going to dwell on grots for too long, though.
So should we go
more exciting things?
Should we go upper level?
Let's go up.
Orcdom,
Let's go
let's
upper
look
level.
at the Orc boys. There are 2 units of 10 Orcs.
All right. Here, I'll let him
Orc
talk
boys
about it.
in this set.
I really like
you
the
can
way
see
that
them
the
here on the screen. They
boar
look
boss
fantastic.
looks.
Essentially, it's 9
Oh
boys
man,
and then a boss knob to lead them.
I love the boss knob. Oh, I love him. I'm sorry, I keep pausing this. I love the boss knob. I love these boys too. I love the design. It's very good. I really love the design of these guys. I love the chain sword. I love the gun. I love like the bandolier wrapped around his arm. That's really slick. I love the details with the helmets too. Looks like the guy had, hold on, I gotta get close here. Looks like he has like a Blood Angels like firstborn helmet on his back, but he also has another Space Marine helmet because of the studs in his forehead. That's really cool.
Yeah, so orcs are the absolute mainstay backbone of an orc army.
Yeah,
This
dude.
is a brand new unit. Every model is new.
Okay,
The
sweet.
thing that we know about the new orc unit already is that orcs now come with a slugger and a chopper and a shooter. So
That's huge.
immediately into the new edition, they are going to be great into shooting.
So they're gonna be able to do all of the things that they should be able to do for a basically an orc army, which is good. I'm glad that they're doing that. But now we're looking more at this the boy model, the boss knob model. I love the like cobbled together chainsword. That's very unique. I also really love just the design of this guy. I love the look around, the metal jaw, the carapace armor there. I love the little bandolier thing he's got. This is just such a unique model, but definitely that chainsword I think is one of the things that I'm sticking out pretty heavily with.
Great in combat, a more
Yeah.
flexible unit.
Good.
They have a boss knob in each unit. The boss
Good.
knobs have slightly
Oh, is this another boss knob? Oh, I like this guy too. I don't think he's as cool as the other boss knob is. But I guess it gets two, so that's good. So you're not having to worry about building
different
just
weapons.
one or the
There's
other.
a combi rocket on one and a custom shooter on the other.
Okay,
It's
cool.
worth saying, one of the big requests of orc players is the combi rocket and the combi shooter now have different stat lines. The combi rocket is a real rocket rather than being a kind of mortal wound dealing thing.
Yes,
and
thank
the
God.
custom shooter just gets you loads of shots.
The chat
Awesome.
absolutely loves these.
Yeah,
I couldn't
they
agree
are
more.
really cool.
They're
I mean,
awesome.
every single model is like a wonderful characterful model. Some of them have got
Oh,
like
yeah,
really
they are.
swigs hanging off the belts. There's some stick bombs in the mix. They do have the explosives keyword, so grenades effectively.
Okay, sweet.
Every single one is a character.
What I'd like to do is pull the knobs out of the unit for a second and just show you them side by side.
How big are they?
Between them, and we'll get a nice close up because I just think these are really
Are
impressive.
there 3 knobs?
Models.
Boss knobs?
Yeah, the orc knobs are
Oh,
very
okay.
large models.
Oh man, but they even look better as models. Whoa. That's awesome. Dude, that's sick. Let me make sure I'm recording. Hold on, am I recording? I'm not recording. Hold on. Hold on. I'm pretty sure, is it plus or minus that has me recording? Wait, hold on. How do I fix this? Oh shit. Do I not have the recording aspect enabled on this? Uh-oh. Hold on. Sorry about that. Pause. Filters. I do not. Damn. Okay. Source record. I didn't add my record on here, so that's a problem. I thought I did. Hold on, guys. Hold on, gang. Stand by. Because I want to put this on here. Okay. Close. Dude, this is such a sick looking model. I love these guys. Actually, what I might do is I might just try to clip some stuff here in the chat. I think I have the opportunity to do that. Let me fix this. I'm so sorry. But I wanted to talk about these. I think that these are such good looking models. I really love
I think they're almost
the
as big
designs
as
of
some
these
of the war
guys.
bosses.
Oh man, they look so good. Okay, so I really like the design. Okay, so they're still like, unique enough. I thought that other guy wasn't as unique, the other boss knob that they were looking at, but I do like these two guys again with the mismatched chain swords and everything else. I think that that's just such a unique
absolutely.
model. Yeah, that's really nice. Those are really nice models, dude. Is there not a way to Are you serious? Is there not a way to cut the stuff? Huh? there not a way to clip anymore on YouTube? Interesting. Here. Well, I'll just quickly do this then. I really like the way that
In
these
previous
guys are
editions.
designed.
And
They're
the fact
so
that you've
nice.
got such
I really like the chainsword designs on this. I'm gonna keep talking about this because I'm square. I really love the gun designs. So it's the multi-melta and the rocket are two separate stat lines, is what they just said, which I think is a W. Because I think that you should be able to, for orcs, I think even if it's just stupid, just the ability to be able to have several guns just fused onto each other makes it interesting, in my opinion, at least, and makes it kind of fun and engaging and kind of goofy, and it makes it well worth the price and the cost of whatever this is. I really like that design. I don't know why this isn't. Hold on. Oh, it's always. That's weird. So it's on this end, but it's not on the other one. Let me check my files here. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. So it's recording the webcam, but it's not recording the. Okay, interesting. Or is it recording this? Okay. I don't know why it's. What the hell is up with my hair right now? Can you tell that I just woke up from like a 2-hour nap because I've been exhausted? Filters. I think it's now going to start recording, hopefully. Let's see here. Yeah, I love the design of these guys. They're such good designs. I'm excited to see
two
what
such
the Blood Angels have
character-looking,
in
options there
store.
is really great as well. So these are the Orc Boys. As I said before, there's 22 mobs of 10, and they're kind of like the mainstay for your Orc.
They're
That's
really
cool.
good, right?
Orcs.
They fight really well. They're tough. The thing that really makes orcs work is where you start adding characters into the units that gives them lots of cool abilities, and there's a bunch of stuff in this box that can do that.
I want to see the weird
have a look
boy.
at a few
Show
of
us the
these.
weird boy.
Yeah, absolutely. So next up, up here near the front, I'm moving to the front. Oh, there we go.
The big boss.
Fantastic view
Oh
here.
man.
This is the Orc's Big Boss, which is
he
sort of a
looks
new
so
thing inside
good.
the Orc force composition, right?
Yeah, so at the moment in your orc armies, you have your war boss, but then underneath him, you haven't really got any other characters that fill in the sort of boss level role.
I thought that was
so
what the boss
big
knobs
boss
were.
is basically like a war boss in waiting. He's the next level down on the
Oh,
he is the
okay.
enforcer of the war boss's will across the rest of your army, and he is he's a brawler.
He's kind of hoping that the war boss might not make it through the battle. As
Yeah,
well,
if the war boss gets on the wrong end of a power fist or something, he has to step up to take the war boss's place. He wouldn't be too sad about it. But in game terms, he is a really useful little piece.
I
Because you
love
put
the
him
way
in
he
amongst
looks.
Either your boy.
Let's see, what's he standing on? So he's got probably looks like a Gorka and Mork. I think it's Gorka and Mork like talons. I love the horns. That's pretty cool. I wish he had more like the one thing I'm like there is bits and pieces of where he's obviously like a 40K model. Like if you see down at the bottom, he's got the beaky helmet here. I just wish he had more. Like, I wish he had more. I don't know. I wish we could have figured out a way. Maybe gave him. I think that is a gun on his back hip there. But this just feels like very much like AOS model that they flipped to making it a 40K model. And that's kind of where I'm kind of like meh about this. Or figured out a way to make this like more grimdark. But who knows? I could be wrong.
Like that. And he makes the unit.
I do
hit
like
harder.
the
He
helmet
himself
being attached to
is,
his hip.
A wrecking machine.
That's
in combat,
really sick.
But he gives the whole unit +1 to charge and also sustained hits. So you can imagine that on a big unit of boys or a big unit of knobs or something. Charging
So it's
into an enemy
actually
unit, it's going to make an
pretty
absolute
good.
mess.
Somebody said, "Is he smaller than the Orc Boys?" The
No.
answer is no. He's an absolute unit.
Yeah, he should be bigger.
Let me stick an Orc Boy alongside this
Yeah.
guy, and you'll get a sense for just how.
Yeah,
chunky
he
is.
stands a little bit taller than the
Oh. I don't know, dude. He's not that
knob
tall.
leaders
Let me
in
see.
each of those
Oh.
boys units.
Yeah,
Can we see
absolutely.
the other
So,
unit? Oh, never mind then.
Next up, if we've had the big boss, we should do the guy on your side,
Weird
Eddie,
boy.
which is the
The banner?
banner knob.
Okay.
Yeah,
Here we go.
another one of the leader units in the Orc force. This is the banner knob. War banners, of course, have been part of Orc armies for kind of since Orc armies started. Every war boss needs to have a war banner somewhere so the boys know
Oh,
what
I
they're
love
following.
him. He looks
this is a beautiful-
so good. Oh, dude, I love him. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with him. He's such a good-looking mini. I mean, I'm already obsessed with, like, the banner stuff. I think the banners add so much aesthetic to it, but he just looks so good. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. I really like his design. I'm not a big, like, orcs person, but these guys, they're I was kinda, like, thinking, like, "Meh, I might not get the Armageddon box," but I was thinking about getting it purely for just the Dark Angel or the Blood Angel stuff, but even then, like, I was kinda like, "Well, man, I already have a combat patrol of Dark Angels that are sitting on a shelf that are kind of collecting dust." I need to build those guys, speaking of which. Um, but I really love the design of these dudes. I think that their design is quite unique. I really, really do. Which I'm pretty sure hopefully that stopped. Okay. I'm trying to figure out, why is my recording stuff not working? I'm hoping it is. Um Let me make sure that this is working. Let me. Hold on. Let me do this. All right. I gotta figure out why this isn't working now. I have a thing dedicated to like recording me. Oh, I guess it's working. And this is my record. Hmm. Oh no, it's not. It's only recording the one aspect of it. What the hell? Hold on. McDonald. All right. Why is it not recording my display capture? Always videos. Um, okay. Did I just crash OBS? I believe I just crashed OBS. No, I didn't. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Let me make sure my settings are the same. Ooh, here we go. Wait a minute. I didn't think I set my keys to the correct thing. Okay. Record enable, record disable. Got it. All right. Was that? Hold on. I'm such a scuffed ass streamer. That's why I'm not a. That's why nobody watches you, dude. All right. Enable, disable. Got it. But is it on? It's on my webcam. Is it on my computer screen capture? Webcam. What the hell? Okay, hold on. Group. Uh, there we go. All right, I figured it out. My bad. Wait, it's not. Hold on. Where is my enable stuff? Uh, is it not display capture? This is so bad. Okay. Webcam record. I see. So we probably should do gameplay. Okay, maybe I might be able to fix this. Let's see if this works. Alrighty. How did I forget how to not do this? My God. All right. How did I do this? Let me see if that worked. I highly doubt that did, though. Alrighty. 26, new. Okay, we got it. Alrighty, I think we have it now. This sucks. I'm trying to, like, figure out how to do this. Technical difficulties be like... No, this is why you should have probably slept a little bit more. Maybe come back after it, but it's such a good stream. Okay, hold on. Alrighty. Hopefully this works. So let's go back to talking about this guy. So the banner knob, I'm excited about him. I like him. I like the way he is designed. I'm kind of... Looks like he's got a dual gun behind him. I don't know. But I really do like the way the banner knob looks. He looks
Full model.
elite.
If we talk about the model first of all,
That's what excites me is
Yeah.
the way that the design on the banner in particular lets you really customize it to your own.
So I guess do the banners come with like... So like I see the spots there, right? Like the stitching and everything else. Does it... One question I guess I have is like, can I pimp out my own banner? Like, can I, like, does it come with like little itty bitty like patchwork squares that I can like put on my banner? That'd be pretty rad. I hope that, if that's the case, I hope it is, because that would be frankly elite if it came with some little patchwork squares to put on your banner. Make like a little, I don't know.
An orc force, right? So it's got
That
sculpted
would
on
be cool.
details you can see there, but there's the spaces left that you can
Yeah.
use the decals from the decal sheet
Okay,
to
so
theme it after your
okay, so
own,
the decal sheet
clan,
is like what you
giving
have it,
the
but
sort of
those
markings and glyphs
those
that you want to
spots.
reflect your own war boss and
Okay.
the force elites.
yeah, so
Oh,
this
cool.
one here that's been painted by the heavy metal team beautifully uses the decals, uses the Goth decals. So this is probably part of Gazgul's wider war somewhere on
Absolutely.
Armageddon.
Okay.
But you also have a nice big flat space there to use other decals, so you can bad moons, or
Why
you
do
can paint
I-
your own. And then you've also
Why do
got
I
some
look? Why
sculpted
does
on
it look
bits.
like?
In
Okay,
terms
sculpted on
of
bits.
the game, this is a very powerful piece. It has the support rule. What that basically means is that if you have a unit, you can have a leader unit in it, something like a war boss or a big boss.
Yep.
You can also have a support model, something like a banner knob, so you can have two characters in the unit at the same time. That gives you
Ooh.
access to loads of really cool combos. You can have one of each. The combos that this guy puts onto your units is that it gives the unit a 5-up invulnerable save.
Oh,
so
shit.
basically, they're so inspired by the presence of
They're
the...
just shrugging off bolt wounds.
Yeah, so inspired by the presence of the war banner, they just shrug off even
Holy cow.
debilitating lethal hits. And then when the war...
That is ridiculous. I love that though. I love that for them. Give them, I don't know, make them destructive as hell, dude. That's kind of like the best part about this, like, I don't know. I'm hoping this edition's going to be great because I'm hoping it embraces the weird spot. I'm already a fan of them being able to tag like HQ to support and have them be able to be units. I think that that's already going to be pretty useful. But this is so nice. Give me that ability, dude. Give me that. I feel like that's very important to this.
is active, he also gives them +1 toughness.
Uh-huh.
So that unit of even basic boys is going to be shrugging off even things like heavy bolter fire very easily.
Absolutely. Here you can get a decent look at him. I'll stick an orc boy again.
Orc boy for...
All right. Let's see here. I think I do this, right? And then I think it pops up, hopefully. Hello? Does this not work anymore? Dude, what the hell? How did I get this to work? Am I just pressing the wrong buttons? Ugh, this is why I don't enjoy the keys. Source record. Oh, is it source record? Oh, that is what I have. I have source record on. Let's see. That's like in May or whatever, right? Why is this not working? Oh, all right. Let's see here. Enable, disable. Got it. Alrighty. Where is it? It's not even on here. That's weird. Filters. Oh yeah. Hold on. Okay, maybe that might be the problem that I've fixed now. Alrighty. And it's plus to start, plus to not start. Source record enable. Why is this not working? Here, I guess I could just do. I don't know why this is refusing to work. Filters. Maybe this might work now. We'll see. Okay. Hopefully it's recording my stuff here. There's so much stuff we got to get rid of here on my screen. Okay, webcam. It's activating the webcams, but it's not activating the display capture. Why is that? Why are we not activating that? Can you explain to me? Remove. Yes. Okay. Automatic splitting. Stream mode always. Different audio track. Yeah. Track 1. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Hopefully this works. I have no idea. I would like it to work, but obviously it's refusing to do anything important. And now let's see if it did anything there. What time is it right now? 56. Let's see here. Is this the... Okay. Okay, so this is working now, hopefully. Awesome. Alrighty. I think we figured it out. All right, so the banner knob, back to what we were talking about here. He's such a good-looking model.
Yeah, boy, this guy.
So
I-
again, a
I think he's going to be a fun design. I really like the way this guy looks.
very big, cool, impressive model. What probably stands behind your war boss.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
in
yeah.
battle.
Absolutely.
Out of trouble, but near the front lines.
Something like that.
So next up, then let's show the Pain Boy. This
Oh,
is
yes. Okay, so this
essentially
is
a
the
battlefield medic
medic.
slash doctor
Yeah.
for your orcs
Yeah,
in
I
the
think-
loosest possible
I think
terms.
medic is a generous term. So
I-
I think for
the tetanus. I love that they made him as gross and grody as you physically could make him. I love the fingers. I love his little augmented fingers that has like that are like hooks and stuff. That's excellent. I love also the design of him getting like does he have a peg leg? Oh my gosh, he has a peg leg. That's sick. Oh, that's awesome. I love the peg leg. I also really love the stitching too. The stitching's really cool. I like the surgery mask. What a good design with Grot Orderly.
stuff.
So
The
we
model
have
is
it.
very fun, right? So this is I think the first
I
time
love him. Bro, this is like every healthcare place that's under $30 in America. Ew. He's so gross looking. I love the design. I love the stitching, the apron. Oh, man. I love the freaking cook hands. Oh, my gosh. He's such a gross looking model. Oh, he'd be such a cool thing to paint.
what's it, plastic pain boy. You
I
can
love
kind
it.
of see
the
already from
fingers.
the model what he kind of does. He kind of mends your orcs if they get
Sort
shot,
of.
reattaches arms
Sort
and heads
of.
and things if they get blasted off. He comes with a grot orderly.
I
This
love
is
that.
the
The
11th
little
grot in
orderly.
Grot-
Look at the little dude. Look at the little dude. Hey, little dude. You have a grot orderly. That's so great. His little saw. That's awesome.
This is a really fun model. I think the grot orderly is one
And
of my favourite.
essentially,
Yeah,
he's
I
a
love that
token,
too.
really, for your force, isn't he? Because he has an ability to use him in the game.
Yes.
The
so in
Grot? Hell
game
yes.
terms, what the Pain Boy does, another support model. So again, a model you can put into a boy unit or a knob unit alongside something like a war boss or a big boss. He gives the unit Feel No Pain 5+.
Oh, whoa.
Incredibly good. on your
Okay.
already very tough orcs. The Grot Orderly that's with him is effectively a once game ability where you can bring back bodyguard units into.
That's wild.
Into that unit. So
That's wild. That's insane. So literally, the grot is going to be like an auto include, obviously. That's insane. That makes orcs way more dangerous than they should be. Especially like depending on the bodyguard unit that you bring. That's so good, dude. That's so
once
freaking
again,
good.
you can get some of your boys to stand back up again, even
I
after they
assume you are
That's
stitching-
so good.
stitching limbs back on at that point, or
Yeah.
putting squigs into empty.
Or maybe
brain-
the
brain
grots run
cavities.
off to get some spare parts.
I
and
love
you
that.
Just, come back with
I
them,
love
something like
that
Yeah,
for
so here they
them.
are at the front of the.
That's so
the
cool.
horse here.
Oh, look at him.
Should we do orc for scale?
Oh my gosh. I love this. He's such a good model. That's crazy. That's wild to have an ability like that. I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad that they have an ability like that. That is deserving of them. They should obviously have something where it's that good for them. I'm
Yeah,
so
he's
excited
every
for
about
other
the
them.
same
time.
size as the boy, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit bigger.
little
But
bit
he's,
bigger.
he's not
boy.
there for his bulk. He's there for his thinking.
Medical skills,
Yeah,
yeah.
He's also got a kind of Urti syringe, which
Urti.
is actually fairly solid
it?
in combat. It's only got one attack, but it does have anti-infantry and precision, which is pretty solid. So
That's
you,
not
So the syringe gives you like mega tetanus. That's so good.
bad.
kind of,
So you pick on any
every now
leaders
and
such.
again, you will kill something very valuable.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So next up, and we've seen this guy already on WarhammerCommunity.com, but this is the Weird Boy.
Oh, I
a
love
really
him.
incredible looking miniature.
Oh,
it's so
dude.
redolent of artwork that we've seen and embodies
I
the
really
Orc
like
War
him.
energy that follows the armies around.
Yeah, we've already seen this guy. We also saw him in the cinematic trailer.
I love his design. I wonder why they went with red energy instead of green. Because isn't his energy green in the cinematic trailer? I mean, it doesn't matter. I do love his design though. Oh man, I really love his design. Hold on. We gotta get up on this. Let's look. Let's look a little closer, shall we? Let's see here. So, I love the staff. I love that design. Very much like Age of Sigmar, Inquisition, like Psyker staff. I really love the orc skull there in the middle. Very pretty. I love the plug-in too and the design of the staff. But I also what's really sticking out to me is this like awesome design of the like I don't know what it's called. It's like a medieval torture device that you put like not a stock. It could be like a stockade-esque design for his like helmet. I love the electricity shooting out of it. That's very cool. I also just love like all the cords behind him are like charging up with like psychic energies and they're about to shoot out. That's such a cool design. I really like him. I really, really like his design.
He does exactly what you
Yeah,
hope a Weird
that's
Boy
so
does. The model
cool.
is great. In game terms,
I'm
he
gonna
has
see his
the
back.
jump, which jump,
Holy
which
kit.
allows you to pick up
Hit
one of your
jump.
orc units
Okay.
and teleport it through the power of,
Oh,
of the
that's
orc
cool.
gods. He also can blast enemy units with
Yeah, that's super
psychic
cool.
energy, and that
Yeah,
becomes
nice.
more powerful the more orcs are around him as well.
Awesome. Okay.
That's kind of how they've always worked. They
So my question is, okay, so I guess the Weird Boy, is he gonna be an HQ unit or is he gonna be a support unit? I'm gonna assume, because I'm gonna go off of like OG orc stuff, that he's gonna be probably an HQ unit. Because I don't think you can attach Weird Boys to infantry unless they're leaders. I'm pretty sure, at least now with this new edition. But so what I'm thinking right now, if I'm thinking strategies to try to like maximize my abilities, is that maybe to keep the Weird Boy up, which I don't necessarily. I think he goes with the Grots because he's using Grot teleportation. You have your two bosses, with your that will be the guards for the big war boss. So taking one of the squads there and attaching the
carry on working
unit.
that way. The difference now is that you've got an amazing new plastic model.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he looks good.
And there you
Oh
see him at
man,
the
he
front.
looks
I've done it with
even
every other
better.
one. So Orc for scale, there we go. Him stood
He
next
looks
to a
even
boy.
better.
He's
Wow.
got a
I love the
heroic
tactical
rock to
rock.
stand on,
Yeah.
but even so, he's
Yeah.
a substantial,
Very cool design.
Orc. The last of the sort of infantry things in this force is, of course, the leader of the Orc.
Yeah, the
Throng,
war boss.
And here we have our war boss, a
Oh,
really
man, he looks
mighty looking
good.
model, worthy of
I
leading
love
the
him.
war.
Yeah, it's a big model, this guy. So I think standing a little bit taller than even some of the current.
This is an excellent war boss. Oh my gosh. I love the power cable design. Very cool. Very nice. I love the
Orc
the
war bosses we've had in the past. This guy
SMG.
comes with a custom
like-
shooter
Oh,
and
yeah,
a custom
okay.
chopper, and as you would
Custom
imagine
shooter,
as well, he
custom
gives a
chopper.
bunch of buffs to his unit. They get +1 to their hit rolls, and he gets
Okay.
a bunch of extra rules when the war is active. One
Holy
of the things
cow.
worth calling out about this model's rules is at the moment when you take an Orc war boss, a lot of the time people are putting power
All about the
claws on
power
them.
claw,
Yeah, it's all
yeah,
about power
absolutely.
claw because you
Yeah.
get extra strength and good AP, good
Yeah.
damage. The custom chopper takes advantage of one of the new rules in the new edition of Warhammer 40,000.
Tell me what that
which
is.
Cleave. So cleave
Ooh.
basically gives you blast, so extra attacks into big units, and it makes him very, very good at chopping through kind of medium level infantry, things like Space Marines, Chaos Space
Okay.
Marines, Necrons, that sort of stuff. So I think it makes the custom chopper a very appealing choice, even versus some of the
Okay.
very lethal weapons that.
Good.
you can
I'm
deploy.
glad that
The-
we're
the
so
chap-
okay. So that gives me hope. Gives me hopium straight to my veins for the custodians. Because like one of the things that I really wish that the custodians had was more abilities for like melee stuff. You know, Primarchs had like sweep and cleave and like and different melee aspects, but I was really hoping that like maybe this edition they'll focus a little bit more on like helping primarily melee armies like World Eaters, Custodes, the orcs, um, like have more ability to do more melee, which is good. But that cleave rule sounds excellent. I'm hoping again. I'm getting hopium struck dead into my veins. Like Half-Life 3 is about to come out tomorrow. That the Custodes will get some form of like cleave or sweep rule. But I'm not either here near her
Absolutely
there
loving
on
the
that.
orcs, especially the war boss is getting some, and the pain boy as well,
Yeah.
getting some real
For
praise.
scale, you get a
Yeah,
sense.
so
Oh
this is
man, he's
almost twice as
huge.
high as
I
a little
love
toy.
him.
and here's him stood
Yeah.
next to one of his
One of his little
mobs.
dudes.
He really
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. That's so nice.
is an absolute bruiser.
Uh-huh. I love that.
Yeah, fantastic. Really great leader for your orc
Again,
force.
a nice big banner on there as well that takes advantage of the transfers.
Well, exactly.
if
All
you
those
want to.
decals are going to... Oh, I nearly stuck him in with the boys.
Don't do that.
I mean, he could lead them, I suppose. Right, so
Let's see
we've
that.
covered all of the
Yeah,
infantry units,
main
but there's
lines.
still
Let's
more
see
to go. Let's look at the first of the vehicles with this force, which is the war track.
Yeah. So this is a returning.
Oh,
unit
that
for
looks
orcs. They've had
awesome.
war tracks in the past. They had war tracks back as far as 2nd edition, I think. This is a fast-moving orc fire.
Oh my
support
gosh,
vehicle.
I love
it's a bit
it.
upgunned since its last incarnation. It comes with a
Freaking
custom shooter,
rockets.
but also a rocket launcher, and that's really where the damage comes out of this thing. Rocket launcher,
Okay,
but
wait, hold on.
also a rocket launcher, and that's upgunned since its last incarnation. It comes with a custom shooter, but also a rocket launcher, and that's really where the damage comes out of this thing. Rocket launcher, quite a tasty number of attacks. D3 plus 3 attacks, strength 10 and 3 damage.
I'm
is pretty
sorry?
solid. That makes it very good at popping things like 3 attacks. Strength 10 and 3 damage is pretty solid. That makes it very good at popping things like elite infantry.
What does it hit
Also,
on?
You can punch up into.
I
even
assume it
vehicles
hits
for
on
that.
5s, but
It kind of accompany
what the
things
hell?
like your speed war, your bikes, that sort of thing, and just adds some pretty respectable fire support to your fast-moving orc elements.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so
the model
good.
itself is obviously fantastic. I'm
Oh,
gonna show you-
man.
I'm going to very carefully. I always get very nervous holding heavy metal models.
I do too,
See all these
dude.
little,
I would
sort
do
of
it too.
dints inside the footplate that the knob on the back is standing on. Those, I'm pretty sure, match the hobnails on his boots for giving them some extra stability. I've been looking at this kit trying to work out all the secrets of it. One of the things I wanted to do was, I'm old enough and grey enough that I remember when war tracks first emerged and we hunted down an original war track, and I just wanted to put it next to it for posterity.
Wait, hold on. Hi, nerd. Good to see you. What did you say? You bet okay. What? Bet what? I'm laughing my ass off about this orc tank thing being redonkulously OP. Well, I say OP. It's an orc weapon, so like it's glass cannon. But oh man. Are you saying you been okay, or like what do you mean? I do look crusty because I just woke up from a nap. I'm still exhausted from our trip to Chi-Town. I'm trying to recover, but I have like a week-long gig for standardized testing, so I gotta lock in. Hey, what's up, dude? Just finished watching the reveals. Don't spoil anything yet. I'm stuck.
Sake.
You could watch them with me. I'm
it's
excited.
Like I remember seeing that original war track come out and thinking it was just
Oh my
the
gosh.
bee's knees.
Oh
It's
my
super cool,
gosh. I
and it's
love
still-
I love the war tracks. I was too busy trying to fix my scuffed ass settings because I was recording. Because I can't find the way to add clips. I don't know why. No, I was just reacting. You saying yeah, okay, lol, just being dumb. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I know you won't, but I'm excited. I've been trying to figure out a way to scuff this because I'm gonna try to put these in shorts. To get blind reaction stuff. I don't even know what spoilers are. I have actually avoided looking at the Warhammer articles, period. Like I deleted Reddit. I deleted I think the only model that I saw was the Chaplain model, but then I was like, well, I don't want to get spoiled on the rest because I don't want people, I don't want to be a part of like the lackluster crowd. And the Grots. I think I did pull up because I was looking at the Custodes stuff because speaking of which, I won't tell you any spoilers, but I will tell you at the end they ignored us about the cost. I'm not surprised about that, Averagea. I am not surprised at all. I imagine that they're not trying to do that because they're trying to generate the hype for it. Now, do I agree with that? Absolutely not. I think that they're going to ignore all those questions because they ignored it for the Custodes stuff too, which was an overall exciting um thing because I knew the cost was going to be probably something redonkulous. Um but I'm not surprised that they ignored us about cost. 210 minimum? Oh, bro, fucking it'll probably be anywhere between 250 to 300. This is a new edition. They're dropping you the cards. I'm going to put it maybe 250, close to 310. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like it's going to be 250 cuz you get the new codex, which by the way, excellent design on the codex being a nice book. I love me a nice thin small book because I'm tired of lugging around these massive ass codexes, textbooks. The tactical cards, I really liked that as well when they showed that in the edition as well. I think it's excellent. I love those cards. Those cards are incredible. I think that they're gonna make people being able to pick up a game, even if it's just like, hey, like what they said, like, hey, for a weekend game, we're just gonna sit here and play. For me and my wife, who are very casual players, just to have like a table play style where we could just put it down and go do something else, I think it's great. But I'm thinking probably 250 will be the end of it. Probably close to 300 with tax, with all the stuff included. Um, but I'm excited for this. This looks great. I really love so far the orc stuff is exciting to me. I'm stoked about the orc stuff. The orc stuff is one of my. This is so great. I love the weird boy, the banner boy. The big boss is also really good, and now the vehicles, which I think are super
Ooh,
exciting.
absolutely charming.
Oh, I love
But
them.
the new one is such a glow up. It
Yeah,
really does show
I really
the,
love the new
way that
designs.
the miniatures design team in the Warhammer studio have
So
just
they said, hold on, they said there was a shooter on the bike. So I'm gonna assume, do you have to choose between the rockets and the shooter? Because they said, oh, there's gonna be a shooter, but then they talked more about the rocket aspect. So I'm gonna make the assumption that you're gonna have to choose between either the shooter or the shooter, I guess, or the rockets. Or they could be talking about the other track that's coming with this as well. So unfortunately, they left out the Dark Angels transfers. Looks like I will have to continue to freehand. Ooh, that's awful. I'm not surprised, but
evolved
yeah,
the skill set and the technology
they're probably
available
gonna
them
add
to
it to
make
an upgrade sprue.
incredible miniatures.
Orcs made out.
And this
Yeah,
war
they
track
did.
embodies all of that.
There was a video on TikTok. I think it was so funny, and I didn't see any of the reels, but there was a guy that was joking about like being GW's department. They're like, all right, guys, Armageddon's coming up. Be excited. Oh man, the orcs. We really did so good with all this stuff, and he's like sitting there like hyping up, like, oh man, the orcs. People are gonna be so excited for the 11th edition to drop. Oh, why don't we go ahead and take the week off or whatever, right? And so they're like, and they're packing up and getting ready to go. And they're like, as soon as they're getting up to go, they're like, oh, fuck, the Blood Angels. We forgot about the Blood Angels. What do we have to do for the Blood Angels? And like, they're having this whole come apart trying to figure out what to put in the Blood Angels box, which is so funny to me because I do feel like a lot of these boxes are like primary shifts of, and it's funny to me because it's like the primary shifts of being like the orcs are eating good this box, which is great. I think if any yeah, I saw that short. It's such a good short. I cracked up about it because I was like, that's about right. Any of these new boxes, one army always does better than the other. If you ask me, last edition with the Indominus and all this other stuff, it was absolutely the Space Marine boxes. They ate good, which always the Space Marines eat good. But I'm glad Xenos are still kind of getting some love. But also orcs are such like a massively popular faction. Don't get me wrong, though. Some of the bangers on the side, just paint the Ultramarines red. Do it exactly. I feel like that's the same concept. Like that's kind of how I
It's not
stand.
the centerpiece
It's
of
not,
the orc
no.
throng, however.
Yeah.
I'm going to carefully
Oh
put
man.
it to the back.
Just
The
paint.
biggest
Yeah,
thing,
that's what
the
I would do.
biggest
I'd paint my
gun
Ultramarines red.
is absolutely.
Oh my
the
gosh,
big-
the Docker rig, fucking Hal's moving, Hal's moving turret. But yeah, nerd. I mean, I'm not surprised. I think they've also kind of, and this is very graphic, me saying this, but they blew their load so much last edition on giving this like the Space Marines everything. Um, but I
Mech Daiquiri.
they blew their load
So this
trying to do
does
that last
exactly
edition.
what
So
you'd
this
think it does
edition,
by
I
looking at
hope
it.
they're going to
It
give more
is
love to
an
this.
Orc Mech's prized possession. It is an enormous
The
walking
Daiquiri.
cannon.
Oh my gosh, dude,
uh,
why is he built like me? Bro, the hold on, the Mecha Dakarig is built like me. Dead ass. Look at the fucking gut and the uh fucking short ass legs and built body. Dude, am I gonna have to start collecting orcs just because they look like me for real for real? My mech boy got disrespected in that teaser trailer. Yeah, I mean they still have to show that Space Marines are elite. But they have to show the Space Marines are still elite
piloted
factions.
by a big mech. You saw it in
But I'm so
the
excited
cinematic
for
trailer,
this.
blasting things out of the sky and
Yeah.
blasting through Space Marine forces. It has a formidable amount of
Bro,
firepower
you can't look
in the
that
game.
bad.
It's got a
No, I'm
blitz
just
cannon
laughing. I'm
and a
5'9".
set of rocket
I'm
launchers.
5'9"
The
and I
blitz
got a bit
cannon
of a
kicks
gut,
out
but I'm
whole
like
bunch of
built
shots,
kind
sort
of
heavy
like
and
that. I'm
sustained
very
ones, so
stocky.
surprisingly accurate for an
I
orc,
don't look
shooting
that
unit.
bad, but I
It
also love
gets extra
I love
shots
the
when it
designs of
shoots
things that
into
are like dwarf built, like dwarf kind of adjacent, because I too am built dwarf adjacent. So I always enjoy like laughing about things looking wide when I too am a very wide fella.
smaller enemy units, so anything that's not a model
But
or a vehicle.
it's
you get
very
much of
good.
extra
I
shots.
love these
The rocket
designs.
launchers underneath it as well also get
Oh man,
some
yeah.
fairly respectable firepower too. And then
The
the whole
Dr.
thing
Pig.
is on a very durable frame because
I love this.
the Big Mac has also brought along a force field,
Yeah,
basically.
so
Oh,
on his back,
sweet.
you can see it here in this picture. He has his force field projector to protect him. The model is just replete with
Okay, so the force field is not like an aura. Okay. Honestly understandable. So I assume it's supposed to be like a knight adjacent or one of the other Armageddon adjacent minis, which
details.
I love this mini, dude. I don't necessarily. Oh man, I'm on the fence. I want to collect this box, but also as someone who wants to collect orcs, I feel so bad because I'm like, man, I don't need any of these guys. Like my shelves are already full of stuff. Like even now, I'm having to cut down on my miniature stuff. Like I'm about to go sell a bunch of my stuff, and by sell, I'm gonna go give it to a corporate entity, aka my local gaming stores to model. And I'm mostly doing it just because I want the custody stuff, so I'm getting rid of a lot of my custodian stuff to move on. But I don't want to. I hate the idea of like buying something when this is like somebody's new army and they're super excited about it. Because some of these vehicles are really cool. I really love the Weird Boy, the Banner Boy, all those guys. I love the
worth
design
talking
of
about.
it.
I love all the cabling that hangs underneath
Yeah.
it, the sort of ramshackle
I
nature
know.
of the orcs.
I love
I'm
it.
going to spin it carefully around and show you my favorite weird feature, which is the absolute orky indifference to health and safety. He's literally flanked either side of him with these enormous Prometheum tanks,
Okay.
which are totally
I love the tuning belt on the outside, like the tuning belt for the car. That's or not tuning belt, but the belt for the car for the engine. That's so great. And the haphazard gas can. Oh,
exposed
that's
to
so
enemy fire.
good.
Spin it back round and you look for those
Oh, I
red
love the
bits.
designs of
Like,
these
he is
things.
absolutely catching stray rounds. to the
Oh, you
fuel
haven't
tanks
considered
as
the
he
no
marches
what's of the
across
force field,
battlefield.
though. That's what the force field's for.
Well, I
Sniff,
guess so,
sniff.
and it better work because otherwise he's in trouble. This is firepower on legs, and I absolutely love it. I've bought some props in. Somebody in the chat has called me out and said that that's not the original war track, by the way. And you're right. That is a Gorka.
I ain't
Gorka
weird
era
trust.
war
Couldn't
track.
find the original one.
If you imagine, the Warhammer archive is like going into something from like a spy movie and looking through thousands of models on shelves.
Oh gosh.
And I found the first really old war track.
Yo!
Used that, so
Yep.
fair play. Good
Holy
eyes, you
shit.
score 1 nerd point.
Can we get a close
Here
up?
we see some other
Oh. Oh man. Okay, let's be real. Is it an upgrade or a downgrade? Is it an upgrade or a downgrade? I think it's a really good design. I don't necessarily want to say it's a downgrade, but I do really love how they're kind of pushing the more
Walkers, we
scuffed
have a killer
ingenuity
can, a
aspect
death
of
dread,
it.
and they're stood next
Oh, I
to
love the Death Dread, though.
the Daka rig.
My
Gives you a
heart,
sense of its place
my
within the
soul.
sort of orc walking things pantheon.
Absolutely. You could imagine that the Daka rig works perfectly well alongside any orc army.
I
marching alongside
upgrade.
your
I
boys,
think so
But it
too.
fits in very nicely. If
I
you
think
have,
it's more detailing on the look, and I also think the size of it too. I like my walkie Daka. Understandable. Honestly, I like him. He's such a good design. I love the design. I think it's very nice to have like it's nice to have like models that are bigger. My shaky neurodivergent hands are super excited for it.
a Dreadwar, if you've got
My
lots of Death
but
Dreads,
also
lots of
my
killer
little
cans, you can
mushroom man,
imagine
if you guys
you
can
have an
see
orc
him,
mech who
he's
particularly
also
likes
probably
building
excited that there's more
dreadnoughts, that
mushrooms.
he would want to accompany them into battle, and the way that he would do that is in the back of
My little mushroom
one
guy.
of these Daka rigs.
Absolutely. So we
That
have
my wife made me.
essentially.
He's super
I think
excited
show
to have
you
more
the
sport. He'll
orcs.
probably be excited to have more
There are a
sport
few
stuff.
questions about how the orcs scale with some of the other things in this set. I'll keep a few of these to the side
Okay.
so that when we show you the Space Marine half of things, I can do
you
some
get
size
the
comparisons between
size
things in the
disparity.
kit.
Okay, sweet.
Let's have a look now at my favourite half of the Armageddon box set, the Space Marine.
Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna pause this. All right, I'm gonna pause this. Let me make sure I start. WY for that. I know, right? She made it for my birthday. Okay. So I did see these guys. I got spoiled on them. But I like the way that they look. I like the studs in the legs. I'm hoping that this is recording. Please be recording. I'm hoping that this is recording. I hope it is. Hold on. Let me make sure. Let me make sure my stuff's recording right now. I'm so sorry. I'm separating the recording aspects to. Okay, disable is minus, start is plus. Got it. Okay. Sweet. Cool. Let's get back to it. I'm sorry, chat. Oh man, I like the sword too, the ancients. Okay. Oh, the eradicators look good. I like the bulwark shields on the eradicators. That's really nice. At least these ones don't look significant. So, wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. At least these ones don't look like they're slightly more blinged up jump pack intercessors. That's true. That's true. So we're getting ancients. Oh man, the Space Marine captain is so dripped. I love him. I love the head. Oh my gosh, I love the hair though. I love the head. I love the design of him. I wonder if he comes with the helmeted option. I really like these guys. Let's see here. I love his design. So we get some more intercessors. Are these the new intercessors, right? That people were talking about. I love the bugs. Oh. Ooh. A new librarian design. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh man, I like the staff. Ooh. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. Cool. Okay, so I did see the ancient. I'm going to be using the hooded blade guard head for the upgrades, for the DA upgrades. Probably a good idea. I like the idea of it. I think I like the ancient. It's weird that they didn't. They include just a singular ancient. I think that's weird. I feel like it would have been better if you gave us more ancients. I like the ancient though. Really nice looking model. I really like the ancient model. But no beefy heads for the accessories. That's also weird. And of course, the chaplain that everybody was talking about. Oh, land speeder! They're bringing back the land speeder. A land speeder in the year of our Lord 2026, the year of the Emperor 2026. Let's go. People were like, the land speeder was taken to Legends. I'm gonna die last year, but then it was like, oh yeah, they're probably gonna bring it back. I freaking love the weird helmets that the land speeder guys have. Why do they look Star Wars adjacent? Like they look like something between like Clone Wars era to like Empire era helmets. Very much inspired by like Star Wars. I like the design of them though. Oh, it actually is like a good looking Land Raider. But not Land Raider, it's a whatever they're called, float thing. It said the name on the bottom. I just am illiterate and I didn't read it. Okay, so let's get a close up of these guys.
That was the fastest set change you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
We have placed in front of us now the Space Marines half of Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. Let's just neaten up some of these units. I am stoked. I absolutely love
Yeah,
Space
hot
Marines.
take, but I
I've
do
loved
like the
them for such
pilot
a very
helmets.
long
I
time.
love them too. Let me rephrase that. I love the pilot helmets. I actually think that they're very unique. That's a good thing, because I think where by the phase, yeah, that's what I thought. By phase 1, or at least like close to phase 2 adjacent, like pilot helmets from the Clone Wars era, I love the designs of them though. I think that the helmets are the most unique part of this box. And I'm not trying to be mean about it. I just think that, like, that's very unique, and I like the fact that it's unique, and it makes it interesting enough to probably, like, try to find a way to get some of those. I really love the designs of those helmets.
And this
Very
is
unique
a
helmets.
wonderful way to either add to an existing Space Marine army,
Yeah.
or kickstart a new one if you've always considered it and
Yeah.
never made the plunge. There's a lot here to talk about. Eddie, first of all, overall impressions?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great box of Space Marines. This is effectively Space Marines' greatest hits, right? So you've got your solid battle line unit in the intercessors there. You've got some fast-moving assault things. You've got your kind of Devastator equivalent with.
Okay, so the Ancient is going with the Devastators, right? Because you have the Captain, the Librarian, the Chaplain. I guess does the Ancient get added on as a support thing? Dark Angels fans like me are eating good with Deathwing and Ravenwing models. That is so true. BRB back to work. Got work. Oh, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it, nerd. But yeah, I feel like the Dark Angels fans are going to be eating good with this box too. I like the Ancient design of it. But the Deathwing and the Ravenwing stuff, I think, is also going to be really nice to have. I also think the Chaplain is a very good-looking model.
The Gravis heavy bolter troops. Obviously, you've got a great vehicle there to give you some fire support, and you've got all the classics in terms of the Space Marine commanders. There's the Captain, Librarian, the Chaplain, and of course the Ancient. So this is a great start to a Space Marine army. Some beautiful models.
Wonderful. So let's start with the most straightforward of Space Marine units, if straightforward can ever be applied to a Space Marine, and that would be our Intercessors.
Yeah. So this is the.
I love how you have a mixture of the Firstborn and also the Primaris helmets. Very nice looking.
Intercessor squad, they are the intercessors you know and
I love the
love.
ball on the
key
bolters too.
difference really
Bolter
with
too.
this box is the difference and the inclusion of some older armor marks and some older bits into the kit as well. But lots of
very nice
returning features. So you've got a Space Marine with an Auspex there.
Nice.
All of the touches you'd expect, like the purity seals.
Yes.
And the
good.
Icons.
They've got relics and various bits and pieces around. One of my favorites, this guy here.
Chaplain, Salacious stole some Vanguard.
He has his
jump bag, probably.
Wrapped around his bolt rifle.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Grenade there as well.
Sort of the combination of the
I
old
like that.
school with the new.
Oh man, that's nice.
Integrating more into the Space Marine chapters, and
that's good. I want that. Oh, I like the bolt pistol
being added into the.
Oh yeah, finally, dude.
The relic box there, for example. I love Intercessors. I have 30 of them inside my Dark Angels army already.
Oh god!
These will just find a home alongside their Battle Brothers. I can't wait to get my hands on them.
One thing to note there on the Sergeant, you can see just on his waist there is the Armageddon campaign badge.
I didn't see it.
That is a recurring feature across lots of the.
Oh, that's
there
it is. Okay, I see it now.
And on the decal sheet.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so the Armageddon. If you're wanting to flavor these guys to be like their Armageddon base or whatever, then you're going to be able to. I like that. I like that a lot.
The Armageddon campaign are allowed to wear this badge. Other than that badge, noting them as part of the Force retaking Armageddon.
Okay.
The models in this set are chapter agnostic, so you can paint them as any chapter that you like. So, Adam, you've already talked about your Dark Angels. I'm eyeing up some of these to put into my Space Wolves force. Also, an excellent way to start a brand new Space Marine army.
Yeah. So I saw a question pop up in the chat.
So that's probably why. They didn't have a lot of these. I get why people say the Intercessor redesign is unnecessary, but I love the new lower leg and knee armor. I think, okay, hear me out. I thought the Intercessor designs themselves were kind of depressing looking. I didn't like, I don't know. I think the Primaris aspect was one of the ways that they're trying to get people into it because you're painting a lot of smaller models, everything else. But I like the designs of adding more to the idea that, like, Marines survive the Primaris Rubicon. You know, I do think that you keep it interesting enough that like a Titus situation, right? Like a Marine did survive it. So you have like the studs, you have like the firstborn helmet design. I think that those are good. Because it adds more dynamic designs to the models. People aren't having to like spend a million years trying to do kit bashing and everything else. I think it's a great thing. I love the idea of making Space Marines, especially in a box of like, let's see, how many, 9, 10 come in a box. Each Marine can be able to tell a story, and each Marine can be different. And I think that's a nice way for people to be able to like explore more creativity to it. I think the leg armor is great. I think the design is great. I'm not one of those people that's going to get mad with new things being added, because I always love designs. And I mean, Warhammer is such an interesting thing. And also, this is the Custodes player coming out, because I love like shit's got to look immaculate, right? Like, be resplendent, show up, pimp out the models.
Attach the arms. Yes, they are.
I literally have a 3D printer right here, so I can make pauldrons and leg gear and backpacks and, helmets and all of that stuff more interesting. Like this, it's such a good looking. I love these guys.
There's
I
no
love the design of it. I love the
sculpted
studs on the
delineated in a
legs. I
particular
think that it's a
chapter,
good design.
So, you can use
I really
the
think it's a good
detail or
design.
freehand that you want. But these are push fit models. So
Ooh,
everything
okay,
is
so they're push fits? I didn't hear about that before. That's kind of a ooh, I know some people are going to be mad about push fits, but I also think that that's a good way to get into the hobby. It's not bad. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably shave my stuff down, but I also to make sure it like fits properly. But also push fits are so nice. Uh-oh, don't let GW see this or you'll get smited for having a 3D printer. I mean, if they want to smite me, they want to smite me, but I still love my FDM printer. I love the hell out of it. And mostly because I get to hold on. I get to do stuff like this. Hold on, let me get one of my models here. So, um, my wife and I play Kill Team, right? Very big Kill Team players in our household. But one of the things that we love to do is have just minis that are kit bashed and everything else. So I got these Wolf Scouts. And one of the things that I really wanted to implement, because I just got finished playing the Turok games, like the old N64 Turok game. I wanted to make like some like cowboy western theme stuff. So I was able to print off some heads. It's still the OG like GW model, so it's still the Wolf Scout like Phobos Marine, but it's just the heads that are just a tad bit different. But I think that these guys add so much detailing to it, and I just love the heads and design of it. Such a good design. And all printed with FDM, so nothing crazy. I that's what I mostly print. I've done some minis, but not. I try not to do too many, because like unless it's like a mini that I can never own ever again, because GW either doesn't make it anymore, or you like when as soon as it gets into it, it's hardly focusing because of how bright it is. Really? Hold on, let me. What do we do this? I gotta hold up. Let me do this. Let me flip over to my just chatting stream. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is bright as hell. Hold on, let me. All right, let me do that. Come on now, focus. This is why I hate these cameras. Um, this is like a camera that does not autofocus, as you can tell. All right. Mother. I do have this thing maxed out on Windows, because if I don't, camera will crash out. There we go. There it is. All right. Let's see if we can try to get you focused now. Can you tell this is not an iPhone camera and this is a cheap ass? Um, Come on, focus. Okay, let me do this. Oh yeah. It's struggling hard. All right. It's just heads. Lame. All right. I'm not gonna spend a million years on it. Lame. Okay. But they're just different heads and stuff, like cowboy heads and everything else. This is like a cheap ass camera I got on Amazon, so I'm not focusing too much. But yes, I like designing. I like making my stuff look nice. Just an aesthetic thing for me. I think it's more creativity. Yeah, it's cool though. Yeah, thank you. I think it is cool too. All right, get back to the stream. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's nice. Okay, sweet. So you do have a helmeted head for the sergeant. Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that too. Is this? Why is this not? Are you not kicking over? Oh, it didn't kick over. You MFer. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Let me. You didn't miss much.
Bits and
They were
pieces
just
on
talking
and using
about the
them.
heads.
So those are your intercessors.
Yeah, you got a few options. It's worth saying. So
That's true.
some of the heads are separate on
Okay.
the majority of these.
Yeah, they sort of have those sort of guide pegs, but snip those off and you can change.
Yeah,
So they were
you
talking
quite
about the
happily
guide
whip the
pegs,
heads
which
around with
add
these,
a lot more to
sergeant,
it.
I think.
The sergeant, you have an armored head. Basically, I think every space
There we go.
marine that has an unhelmeted head in the set. If you don't want to paint faces because you want to paint
Nice.
faster, like I do.
Or you just care about not getting.
I've
That's true.
one thing, chat. Real quick. I've one thing. If you're like me and you hate painting faces, one thing I have learned. A little tip, T-Mac tip. Speed paints are great. And if you say, for example, have a head that you're wanting to paint, like you're wanting to do something like my little, like, friend here, just get us like try to prime your heads like white or a lighter color, and then get you a speed paint, and it'll be super beneficial. That's what I've done. It works great.
There's a helmeted head in there as well. It also makes it very easy.
I
if
like
you
the
want to
design of
add
it,
in
and
some,
it's nice. If you're not
flavorful
like me,
pieces as
if
well,
you're
it's
not, and that's like I'm not a professional painter. So like getting your head job done, if you just want to try it out and experience it, it helps have like a nice coat, and you get everything taken care of, and everything looks really nice. And the fingers there are speed paints, as you can see. So helmeted heads are superior. I'm so glad they're gonna have a helmeted options for all the models. I'm in agreement on that. Heads are very hard to paint, and unless you have like the microfiber brushes and the time and the energy and the patience and the emphasis on the word patience to do that, I think you can always have prettier looking models, but low key I am a head dude through and through. I love me or sorry, a helmet dude through and through. I love some helmets. It
got
makes
some spare,
the painting
like Templar
easier.
bits or Space Wolf bits. So you
That's
can throw
that's
those
what I've been doing on the slide. Perfect. Right. So that is the intercessors. Next unit up, then
Let's see.
we should look at, and these are a contender for the most exciting thing for me. These are the
Eradicators?
Space Marine Eradicators. I'll move to the front while we talk about what you can see on the screen.
Yeah, so Space Marine Eradicators. We've seen Eradicators with
Okay.
multi-melters before. This is the kind of opposite end of the
So they have the heavy. So I don't know how GW painters do the eye so good. A lot of the people that they hire are like Golden Demon winners and have been painting for like 20 plus years. They have like career long hobbies, and like they're professionals. They're genuinely like professionals in it. So that's one of the things that you always have to take into consideration, like with these models that you're seeing, is that this one model specifically, this Eradicator guy, probably took like 2 weeks to finish. And that's like, some people have that time, some people don't. I am one of those people that I am not that patient. I want to play the model, I want to paint. I'm a bad painter anyways, so it's just one of those things where getting the paint on the model to get it ready to go, excellent. That's all that matters to me. But it's insane, like the quality, because I used to follow a bunch of them too and then my mental health got really bad about painting, and I got really burnt out on it, and so I stopped following them for my own mental my own mental anguish. But these guys look great. I'm excited for these dudes.
In terms of things you might want to kill, these are eradicators with heavy bolters. They are in
Yes.
Space Marines in Gravis armor. Gravis armor, of course,
Okay.
very durable. Each one of these is 3 wounds each and toughness 6, so they take some killing. In terms of what they do for you in the game, they are very, very good at killing lots of enemy infantry. You know
I like
what heavy bolters do.
the
These guys have an
handle
extra,
Even
they have an
being like
extra
a part of
little
that. That's really
which is
nice.
if you target an enemy unit that's not a monster or a vehicle, they get blast. Now that basically it's overlapping detonations. They just absolutely
Oh,
flood
wow.
a region of the battlefield with heavy bolter shots.
And the GW
and it
painters
means that
also
they
have
are
insane
incredibly
patience
good
if they
into
highlight
big
every
units
single
of
edge
enemies
twice on
like
every
big
model.
units of orcs.
Exactly.
If you've got 3 of them and
Exactly.
you're firing into a mob of 20 orcs, you'd get an extra 12 shots.
You'd be
from
I
those.
mean, they're
22
professionals
shots
in it,
up,
man.
so
And
you
that's
get
what's cool about
19, so you
following
get
them. But
3
man,
shots
it's
each.
just
Yeah,
not good
heavy
for your mental
bolters.
health if
They
you're like,
also
I'm
have-
excited for painting a model, and then you're like, oh, this, and then one of them is like, this model sucks, and it's like something that you could do. Like you have to like, it's like they're using like 1% of their power, and you're like, dude, if I couldn't even achieve that level of success, even if I wanted to.
heavy, so
But it
you
is
could
what
hit
it
on
is.
2s if you wanted to, and they've also got sustained hits. So you can imagine the amount of firepower this unit could land in terms of hits into a big unit of enemy infantry is absolutely horrifying. So you imagine a few units
Okay.
of these, and you could just remove.
I
an
like
enemy
the design of these
horde
guys.
army,
I love the
fairly quickly in a few.
It's so nice to have.
So here they are lined up at the front.
It's so
I
nice to
mean,
have
we've seen Gravis
Purity
armoured,
seals back,
Space Marines
the
before,
seals back.
but
Oh,
they
man, it's so
are
nice.
Bigger boys.
Yeah.
Than the
Wider.
Not much taller, but wider.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
man.
chunk there.
I
Which
love
is
the wide.
useful for, stopping bullets and carrying big guns.
Yeah,
I really like these.
A few things to call out about the kit. Obviously, you have a unhelmeted head there. There's an option in the box for the sergeant to have a helmet.
Sweet.
I really like the
Mark 7 helmet.
it's a Mark 7 helmet you get in the box. Yeah.
Ooh.
I really like the front of the heavy bolters. There was
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice big shield plate on there.
Yeah,
to
I
add
like
in
the.
deep.
I wonder how long it took for them to do that fade, or is that a sticker? I assume that is somebody who spent a long, long time doing that checkerboard fade on that blast shield. Very good job. Excellent job. Well done. Very
detail.
pretty.
You can see the heavy metal team already showing off their ability to paint
Well,
checks
beautiful
far better than
checkerboard
I'll ever
pattern.
be able to.
Yeah,
on the front of
same.
that one. But if you've got a Space Marine chapter and you want to kind of tailor these to fit, they'd look really cool.
Yeah, they do.
In a bunch of different chapters, kind of leaning into either a very heraldic design or kind of whatever your Space Marine chapter is particularly known for.
This one I've singled out. You might be able to see it if we can get an angle. So that Gravis armor has a distinctive sort of helmet shape with extra sort of components around the
Yes.
side, and here you can see it has been adapted. So Mark 7 helmet's got that treatment. It just looks really cool.
Yeah, it
I
does.
get quite nerdy about those sort of.
I love
older
those
armor
helmets
marks that
too.
we can integrate
They're such
into
nice
the new
helmets.
stuff.
I think this unit would look particularly cool in something like
Dark Angels Green.
Dark Angels Green. I mean, sure, but I was going to say maybe Imperial Fists.
Fair.
They'd fit in really nicely, right? So if you
Yeah,
want
they would.
a really
That yellow.
solid, dependable unit that
They
can
look really
stand
good
on
in
a
the
wall
red,
somewhere
too.
and just blast hordes of enemies
Eradicators
through
will
walls,
always
and they
look
would
good.
excellent.
That or they'll look really good in salamanders too. The eradicators, they'll look excellent in salamander colors.
And
in
there's
yellow,
lots
I
of
think.
use cases for them as well.
And
like, you know,
yellow.
when you're fighting
Yellow would be
huge
good,
hordes
too.
of gaunts or whatever.
And
you
red's
know, if
pretty
you're,
good.
I mean, nobody wants blast heavy bolters shooting at them. Really, like
absolutely
I can't really conjure an infantry unit that would like that to happen to them.
So the next of the units in this, let's look at the Vanguard veterans. We've seen
Okay,
a Vanguard
these
veteran
guys
already
I'm
this week.
excited
We've
about.
seen one Vanguard veteran, but this is the whole squad. We knew they were on the way. We saw them in the cinematic trailer.
man.
Dropping in,
I love the
chopping up some
gold.
orcs and chopping
That's
through
so
the Ducker Rig.
nice.
This
Oh,
is the
whoa. Okay, he looks elite. I love the helmet. Finally, yes, bring back more iconography on the helmets, please, GW. Thank you. Thank you. I pray for days like this, man. I love the Indominus or the Armageddon cross that's on his forearm there. Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad we're bringing back pimped out iconography.
whole unit.
Yes.
They are effectively they
Hell
do
yes.
for intercessors. What they do, what Sternguard did for intercessors, for your assault intercessors. They are
Absolutely.
the hardest
Oh
hitting.
man, I love
assault,
this.
Fast moving assault troops in the Space Marine
I love the power sword. Oh, like the relic blade. Oh yes.
force. Every single one of them comes
So
with
are
a
they-
mastercraft.
The cross is the Indominus Crusade, right? Or am I thinking, or is it still Armageddon? Because there's also iconography, like if they have a cross or something like that, they were a part of the Indominus Crusade, correct? So these guys are pretty damn old. I'm pretty sure at least. This fucking microphone. Are you too heavy? I don't. I could be wrong. Okay. I think so. I think it's Armageddon. I don't know. I can't remember the lore.
The power weapon. They all have.
I'm
heavy
lost
bolt
in the
pistols.
sauce when it comes to the
Um,
lore.
in
The Primarchs are
addition to
back. I'm
that,
scared.
They
Oh, is that a Volkite? Ooh, they got Volkite pistols now? Or is that a plasma? No, that's plasma. I thought that was Volkite. So I guess the Jump Veterans Vanguard squad's going to come with plasma pistols, or at least a few.
get
Nice.
lethal hits when they
Huge.
charge in. So the
Oh, yeah.
mastercrafted
Oh, no, it's the
power weapons
the
make them very good
Armageddon
going
Crusade
into
because he's got the
enemy
thing on his
elite
thigh.
infantry, and because they get lethal
Sheesh,
hits
they
when they
look good.
charge, they can even punch up into things.
The
like
helmets,
vehicles
the
and
gold
troops
helmets
quite
look
happily. They
fantastic.
get even more lethal.
I
when you
love
start adding in
those.
things like a jump pack chaplain
Exactly.
or something.
Upon whom more later. Here you can see we've moved them to the front.
Oh my
Really
gosh,
great
what
dynamic
good looking
squad.
models, dude.
I love the fact that the miniatures design team have made them look like they're springing off of rocks
Yeah.
and outcrops. And
That's
things as they
nice.
move forward. Really conjures that bounding, leaping motion that we associate with the way that jump pack are equipped troops.
Literally,
leap into battle.
why I
It's
love
fantastic posing. If
these
you're a
boxes,
Black
dude.
Templars
Kind of
or a Dark
give
Lord,
me
What's
like
saying
I don't
this one
want
clutching
people
his
like
sword
jumping
in
off
sort of
of
two
like
hands
the
has got
base.
that sort of
Give
The
me the
two-handed sword is
ability
very
for them to
cool.
be able to
isn't it?
parkour off a rock.
We're saying about the rocks on them. The rocks are all sort of Armageddon themed. So
Yeah,
Armageddon's got
absolutely.
this sort of like very jagged wasteland landscape sort of vibe to it. So all of the rocks that all the characters are standing on kind of fits into that. And
Okay.
there's loads of that depicted in the artwork of the Armageddon sets.
I'm gonna
very
if
cool.
I
They
ever
look,
get
I think,
this,
excellent
they're all
in,
gonna be jumping out of like
Vanguard.
water,
Obviously, they're
like
really
well,
well.
yeah,
clean,
anybody
pristine
they play Black
water.
Templar up very well.
Yeah, that's where I can see them. Anybody who
Black Templar, huh? I guess they would be. I think my favorite is the one with the bonding. Yeah, the bonding studs on the leg. I love that too. Just give me detailing like that, please. I honestly did not like the jump pack stuff that they had previously. I missed the old jump pack Vanguard jump packs. I'm
really
glad
likes
that they're
sort
kind of
fast
getting back
attack
the
component is gonna
design.
Get a real kick out of those. You
yeah.
can imagine bounding alongside White Scar's vehicles. And
Mhm.
boxes,
Yes!
couldn't you?
White scars would look excellent with the jump
Next
packs.
up, then, let's look at some of the heroes for the Space Marines who are in this. Let's start with the Ancient. I'm a big
Ooh,
fan of banners, so
okay.
this one is near and dear to my heart. Straight away, I'm going to call out the fact that the banner has got loads of sculpted detail on it.
Yeah,
and
it
this
does.
is an
Holy cow.
Armageddon campaign banner. The Space Marine chapters that turn up to fight on Armageddon as
Okay,
part
so
of
the
Operation
Armageddon. So
Imperative
it's
have,
the
been
yeah,
issued or
really
made,
cool
I
posing,
suppose,
indeed.
these banners that show their commitment to the cause.
Oh
So a lot
man.
of this detail is sculpted on the orc skulls inside the flame, the word Armageddon.
Oh, that's so nice.
Inside
Okay,
that
thank
scroll,
God.
the,
So it makes
Aquila
banners
holding
painting
that,
easy, so
circle
people aren't gonna
is
have
all
to worry about
sculpted detail,
freehanding
which will make it
banners.
very easy for you
Good.
to get that fantastic sort of paint job on it. The center of that circle is clear, as is the center of the star, so you can put your own markings on.
Very
so
nice.
Here you can see Blood Angels and a 5th Company marking, but you could equally imagine it showing your Black Templars Crusade or whatever the chapter that you're going for.
Yeah,
Very
so
nice.
loads of already sculpted detail and the opportunity to add touches onto it. I think this is really cool. I love the fact that this is super themed to the events of this box set. Loads of Space Marine chapters have taken part in the Armageddon War, so loads of them would have the opportunity to take a banner like this with them. You get a couple of head options in there. There's the unhelmeted head you can see there. There's also a helmeted head, which I believe is a Mark 7 helmet.
Yes, it is.
That's
it's
so
quite a
nice.
nice Mark 7 helmet with a little skull on top.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, a
So
very,
he's
very
gonna be
cool,
like a
cool
true
banner,
ancient.
and
Cool.
fairly easy to paint because it's all sculpted.
Oh, I
detail
like
as
the
well.
bolter reliquary.
And
That's
here you can
nice.
see him
Or
at
the
front,
bolts.
a fantastic
bolts,
addition to force,
bullet.
useful in the game, obviously.
The reliquary.
For my money, I just like having.
Yeah,
as
he
many
looks great.
banners
Yeah,
as I
he
can
looks
get in my
really
force.
good.
In game terms, he increases the.
It's very
objective control
surprising
of
that
the
there
unit he's
isn't a
joined,
lieutenant
and
in
he
this box.
also personally
I
gets
felt like the decision probably was, do we? Because like there was a lieutenant in the last one. I bet the discussion was like this: do we want to have another lieutenant in the box and piss even more people off, or do we try to go somewhere different and include something like an ancient? Which I think including the ancient would have been better than including the lieutenant. But I can see where like they were probably in that flip flop of like, do we include another lieutenant? Or well, we've already included a lot of lieutenants. Like maybe it's better just for us to do something else. But we don't want to do just a sergeant because sergeants have also been included in previous boxes. So an ancient I think is a nice flavor thing. I really like the ancient.
a 4 at Feel No Pain when he's on an objective. So if you
Nice.
Heroic last
Yeah,
stand scene,
I mean,
yeah,
all the best
absolutely.
Space Marine artwork has got a banner bearer standing on an objective or a pile of dead enemies or Space
Nice.
Marines, right?
So he's got a
absolutely
4
just
up.
conjures
That's
that
crazy.
when you put him on the battlefield. And if you've got a Space Marine company, you've got to have a banner, right? right?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
agree.
least one.
Yeah.
So
Let's see the
from
chaplain.
the ancient, let's go to the librarian.
Okay.
So
Let's see this guy.
librarians obviously
man.
are the psychic weapon and protection for the Space Marine chapters.
I like the way the librarian looks. I like the design.
This one in Primaris armor, one of the first things I want to call out is the way that they've used the
What's funny is
surface
the
detail of
GW
this model
acknowledged
to
this in the chat when
sort
they
of-
said, when they replied to someone saying, "You want another lieutenant?" That's kind of what my thought process is. At least like the safest bet. Like I'm glad that they decided to branch out. Be like, why don't we do an ancient instead? That feels like that would be better. Because including a lieutenant probably people would have been like, why would you include a lieutenant in this? There's so many other things. But I really love the librarian.
inlay intricate
Oh,
sort of
man.
runes and patterns and things. To
I'm
really
glad.
lean in.
I'm glad that I don't like how extended. You know, the one thing I don't like, and this is I'm gonna get negative Nancy, the extension of the rock, like this right here. I'm not a fan of it, but because I just feel like you already have this sticking out. You already have like the force staff sticking out. I don't like like this feels like it was like a mold failure. And what I probably will end up doing is if I get this model is I'll probably just cut this off and then smooth out the
to
edges.
sort of mystical and
Yeah.
slightly eldritch nature of the Librarius.
Yeah, so we saw this for the first time on the Terminator Librarian.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also
Came
like
out, he
the
had a similar
staff
sort of thing, but
design.
the size of the
Yes,
Primaris
I
models
love a
basically
staff
has
design
allowed
like that.
the sculpting team to add in lots of extra kind of esoteric details.
You see how it
you
comes
can
in
see
play
there on his
later, but with
leg
no spoilers.
the,
Oh, okay, I
you,
see.
You can just paint it as blue if you want, or you can kind of make it glow with some really lovely opportunities
Yes.
to show off your painting skills if you want
Yeah.
to. And this is exactly the sort of model where you'd want to have the chance to.
Yeah, really
basically
like
have, I
get you
think,
like a
one of
nice
every,
neon or a nice light paint, whether it's a blue or a green or whatever you are wanting to do your psychic energies. I'm glad they're still, giving that engraving aspect where you could really just make the model shine. That's really nice. I think, in my opinion, I am of the opinion of like librarians should always be glowing. Even if it's like in a minute scale, they always should be glowing. This guy, I honestly really like his staff design. That's so nice. I love a pointing staff.
One of the things that's really interesting is this echoes quite closely another Space Marine librarian that was made in plastic a while back. But this is kind of like his glow up. So I'm imagining this is the same guy having crossed the Rubicon.
Oh, but yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
A nice thing about this is that he actually squares up in a really cool way with the Orc Weird Boy.
Yeah.
We were talking about this before we came on air.
Oh,
essentially,
that's
if you look here,
that's
the rock
pretty okay. Okay, all right. I'm willing to admit that is pretty awesome. I put my hands up. Average called me out. He said, "Hold up, wait a minute. You'll see how GW cooks." All right. I admit I'm wrong. Hands up. That's quite nice. That's like especially I'm seeing like the people who make like dioramas. I'm seeing them cook with this. Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
formation
Okay.
that he stood on. He's like blasting
Okay.
forwards as if it's sort of
I
being
like it.
moved by the psychic energy.
That's
And
awesome.
then the Orc Weird Boy on the other side, it's like you can almost see the sort of unseen psychic power blasting forward.
Yeah,
That's
so
super
there's,
cool.
there's two sets of the characters in this box that are designed effectively to be a duel. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people who buy this box will buy it because they want a Space Marine army or Orc army and put it on the battlefield.
Yeah,
But there are
that's
people who
super
just
cool.
want to paint really
Cool
awesome
models,
models,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And if you want to paint a diorama, this is a really cool one
okay.
to kind of put together. The base is already sort of built in for you. It's a really cool little face-off between those two characters.
Yeah.
The dynamism of the psychic powers is already evident in the way that they're posed.
Somebody in the chat says he's a Blood Angel. Why can't we have a red armored one? And the answer for that is that all librarians pretty much
Wear
are
blue.
painted in blue armor because the librarians all wear blue armor, much like chaplains typically.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Blood Angels librarians. I think Mephiston obviously.
Mephiston, and then there was another one that's in the lore. Shit. Who works with Mephiston? I just read the book. Fuck. I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter. He also wears red armor.
by
on
the
his
rule. He writes his own rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
He writes his own rules. But all the rest of the Blood Angels librarians, since I think there were Blood Angels librarians, have always been blue.
Blue.
Yep.
That has
I
been
guess
true.
that goes back
I
to the
think he
Horus
would,
Heresy.
White Scar up particularly nicely. I think he could make an excellent White Scars librarian.
Yeah, no doubt. So, what's next? So the chaplain, the star of the cinematic trailer, without a doubt.
Let me tell you right now, this chaplain model, although I miss the wings, is, in my opinion, an upgrade from Lamarte's, from the regular Primaris chaplain, and even the regular Primaris chaplain with jump pack. This guy is the pinnacle of what a chaplain should look like. And I mean like everything from the death mask to the iron halo to like the Crozius Harnakaram being like this massive fucking beat stick. He looks fantastic. I love the design of his leg pauldrons where it's like that nice red trim designing. Oh, I even love the belt being made out of the purity sails. I mean, here's the deal though. If you want my honest to God opinion, this is what Lamarte's should have been, right? And don't get me wrong, Lamarte's models is pretty, and like I love his design, but like this feels more like a named chaplain than Lamarte's model actually feels like. And that's kind of like my heart aspect to it, because I love the Blood Angels. I'm reading right now. I just finished up reading The Devastation of Baal, and I'm working on Dante right now. Because I think I might try to do some short related reviews, book reviews for him. But like Lamarte's needed more of this, you know? Like you can't have a named character not look good, you know? It doesn't sit right with me, especially because like, you know, Dante's model I think got roughed up pretty hard, and this is a prototype, as you could see. But like Dante needed wings. I'm glad that I found these jump packs for Dante for wings, and that model for Dante. But like it just, oh man, there's just Lamarte's needs. Frankly, he just needed like some really good like TLC for this. But man, he looks excellent. Excellent model. Like 10 out of 10. Oh my gosh.
You really feel like he keys into a Blood Angels theme.
Yes, he does.
So all the models in this box set, all the Space Marines you can paint as any chapter, but I think there is something very Blood Angels about a chaplain with a jump pack. That is one of the iconic
absolutely
units of the Blood Angels. Lots of your Blood Angel units have jump packs.
Absolutely.
The way they like to fight. So having jump pack chaplains leading those, giving them extra bonuses is very useful. He looks very Blood Angel to me.
I fully agree.
Perfectly at home in a Dark Angel or a...
I think I agree with the Dark Angels aspect, but I also agree that he will feel very home in like a successor chapter of like the Black Templars. Very Black Templar, because also like chaplains also are beloved in the Black Templar aspect. I think this model fits really well with like the Blood Angels, the Dark Angels, the Black Templars. Replace the head, and I think he would fit more in with the White Scars as well.
Ultramarine Army as well.
I wouldn't say
in
Ultramarines.
game terms, this is a very powerful piece. Obviously, Chaplin's very good in close combat. The jump pack makes him get to close combat faster. That's only a good thing. He gives you the +1 to wounds, so that's excellent on something like the Vanguard Veterans. Also excellent on Assault Interceptors.
Does he have
gold
knuckles? No, I think that's just the light.
Also does mortal wounds to enemy units.
I do like
combat,
that design,
well
like the knuckles being gold.
That's
a very
scary
sweet
combat stat line. He also does a bunch of extra mortal wounds. So he's just a very scary thing to come barreling towards you alongside 5 or 10 Space Marines with jump packs.
Because you know the one thing I also like with even with the death companies and everything else, I definitely feel like, he could also really work well with like the death company. Oh man, he'd be elite in the death company. Oh man, that's really cool. He actually was really good in the Death Company stuff. But now with that Death Company box too, with the chaplains and everything else, I definitely feel like you can make like a really good inspired Blood Angel box
Any Space Marine
with
chapter is
Death
gonna be
Company
glad to have him.
adjacent.
There was a question in the chat saying, does
Built-in brass
the
knuckles. Honestly,
librarian-
though, wouldn't that be elite for a model that is melee eccentric to have built-in brass knuckles? Because I think that would be something that should be heavily considered. Not only just for like cool, but also for flavoring. Like, the Crozius runs out of power now, and now like his bolt pistol's gone, so now he's just having to square up against the orcs. Very
come
nice
with
looking
a
model. I
helmet
love
with
the bolt
options.
pistol
does,
too.
Yes,
It does.
absolutely.
It's a
Very good looking
cool
bolt
helmet,
pistol.
actually.
I
like it.
always worry it would interfere with my psychic powers.
It
Personally.
has
Mhm.
He does have
it has a
these
psychic hood
inlays,
built
yeah.
into the helmet. I don't know if we have a picture of that, unfortunately, but there is a.
I could rummage and try and find it on the
I mean,
frame.
yeah.
There we go.
I'm not sure that the camera is going to be able to capture it in quite all of its glory. But
No.
You just have to trust me. It's a tiny little component on this frame.
It has a
Um,
psychic hood built in.
But there we go.
Oh, that's sick!
Helmet with full psychic inlays and stuff, so that he can focus his.
Oh, that's so
mind-piercing
nice.
powers on the enemy.
In game terms,
Okay, hold on. Hear me, see me. Right? Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Like why don't we have a little bit more of the like Laurel aspect? You know what I'm saying? I know Laurels are like more Ultramarine adjacent, but man, it would be sick if they got some Laurels for these models.
the librarian, we talk about him, but he's a great
like
little addition
some
to Space Marine Army. He
ball-esque
gives you some
Laurels.
Feel no
Oof.
pain against
Mm.
psychic attacks.
I
and
love
he
me a
also
Laurels.
gives you
Some
an invulnerable
Laurels.
save for the unit he joins, so he makes your intercessors very durable.
Or especially for the
If you live in
captain.
fear
The
of them
captain
being
having
the
Laurels
models
would be pretty
around,
rad.
Yeah.
Doing this of damaging an heavy metal model. If
They
you're
will
watching
hunt you
Heavy Metal
down if
Team,
you knock them over.
It's done with love.
Yeah.
Right. So the last of the character models in this
Let me see 'em.
collection is, of course, the Space Marine Captain.
Excellent model.
What a model! This is
Yeah,
obviously the
he
leader
looks
for the
great.
Force. Here he is with relic
Somehow
sword
a
and relic
push fit
shield,
models get
and
more head
just
options than
replete
normal
with all
character.
of the
Call me
detail
flat
that you'd
for
expect to see
casted
for
because
a
I
leader
am.
of the Adept.
I wish you didn't point that out to me because now I have been awoken to a world like awoken now to a world where you are absolutely correct that the push fit models get more head options than the actual like I have to huff thin cement, thin plastic cement. That's crazy. That's wild. Uh, I've taken the red pill, and not the bad kind of red pill. The red pill that puts me in the matrix and makes and woke me up to this reality. I hate it here.
Starties, including that Armageddon
I hate it
campaign
here.
badge hanging from his belt.
I think this model is just awesome, right? Like, this is a really, really excellent Space Marine Captain model. It's not like we were short on excellent Space Marine Captain
Oh,
models, but I
man.
think this one might be the best yet.
Yeah, I agree.
There are so
I think
many
it's a
lovely
good-looking
details.
model.
There's lots of really cool heraldic opportunities to do fancy stuff with the color scheme.
Mhm.
This model you might have recognized as
Oh, the black flame on the feet, though. Sheesh. Hold up. Let me get a. Oh. Hey, maybe push fit model and start that bad after all. If we are ignoring the huge cracks, but anyway, that's why you file them down, dude. But let me tell you, oh, that black flame though. Oh, gotta do it again one more time. That's so nice. Bring it back. Bring back the black flames, dude. If I was good enough at freehanding, I probably would have a lot more Blood Angel with black flame adjacent stuff or like flame adjacent stuff on their
the
legs.
character that you see
But
on the front
excellent.
of the Armageddon box. He's the guy that's standing
Excellent.
loud and proud right in the middle of that fight against the orcs, and you can see that the color scheme on this model matches exactly what you see on the front of that box, which is really cool. There's some options in this kit.
I
as
love
well.
the
I think
sword.
we'll talk about the head options.
Does
in
he?
a second.
Okay, he does have a pistol.
In game terms, he does what a Space Marine Captain does, right? So you get to use your stratagems for one less command point, and then once a game, he gets his finest hour where he gets devastating wounds and a bunch of extra attacks.
Nice.
So you can either have him at the heart of something like a Blade Guard unit to make them absolutely.
That is weird. They didn't bring with the. Okay, hold on. Now this is like making me like have a like big brain realization. Why not have Blade Guard with the Ancient and the Captain with the Relic Shield in this box? I think a tear just ran down my leg from that flame. I'm gonna say the same thing. It's a real nice looking model. But back to my original point, why not have at least 3 blade guard? That's weird. That makes me like this. I don't know. This guy kind of feels out of place now. Because what's he gonna lead? I guess. Let's see. The captain, the primary, the chaplain leads the. I guess the regular dudes. Okay, so he must really like lead the regular intercessors, or he could lead the eradicators. I don't know why he would though. But
Awesome in close combat, or you can
I
add some
think
real
that
combat punch to something like
it's
an
weird that
intercessor
he
unit.
doesn't have
the
any
chat
blade
seems to
guard.
really like
I
this
at least
guy.
think you
He's
should
great.
have
They
3.
are right. Correct, chat.
I
That is a
completely,
great
I
model.
completely
Good
agree
choice.
with what everyone said. This dude slaps.
Yeah, he's
I'm with
gorgeous.
You. I found the frame which he's on. The captain actually comes with 3 heads option.
Whoa!
I've built it as you see here with the.
Oh. Those 6-year-old models, but we really need an individual big ancient kit. That's what I'm saying. Like they made the onslaught kit. Remember? Wait, hold on. Isn't the onslaught kit the ancients now? Wait, am I wrong? The new onslaught box that came out, aren't they just remakes of the Primaris stuff, or are they the same models, but they are just like significantly discounted? But yeah, the big ancient kit definitely needs to be remade. I'm surprised they didn't put those in the box. But let me tell you, let me, oh my lord, let me see here. Oh my lord, do you see that beautiful, beautiful helmet there? Very, okay, I was wrong. He's got laurels, I think, on this one. Doesn't matter. Both helmets are fantastic. Yeah, that's what the big ancient comes in. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, honor to the chapter. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that box is 6 years old. I'm surprised they haven't remade it yet. At least with like the brand new like try to get you a Primaris Judicar. Who knows? They'll probably that'll be like something they'll come out with like maybe Gilliman. They'll probably do like a Gilliman box or whenever the next Primarch gets released. But these helmet options look fantastic. I am not a fan of the 4,000 Ultramarine players will enjoy the helmet plumes. That's true. You mean the 4 million? There's a lot of Ultramarine players. But I do love the design of this guy. How does the head go in the body? Oh, that's a weird slot in. Like, do you guys see where the head will go? Like right here. So there's like the connection to the head. The head slots in right here, I think. Right? Because there's the leg. There's probably the front half of the body. Let me see if it
The head
shows.
I wish I had. But you have
Yeah,
a bare head.
Okay, no. So I think the head goes in right here. Right? No, that's the back in the model, right? No, I guess it does. Yeah, bro, why no? Yeah, blade guard heads. I don't know either.
That's no helmet, not an animal in
Weird.
the woods. You also have this
Okay, so
Mark
no,
7
that is
helmet with
how
the
the
laurels
head.
of
Okay,
victory
that's
on it,
weird how
and
the
then you
head
have
goes there.
another helmet
Okay,
which is a Mark
I'm not
10
gonna fight
helmet
about it.
with a
Sure,
crest
if you
running
guys
front
think
to back.
that's
So particularly good
if you
for,
guys think that's how it
things
should
like
go,
maybe
then
Ultramarines
that's
and
how
their
it should
successors
go.
would be,
Yeah,
equal
what's
enough.
really
fits
nice
are
about the
weird in
captain, I
this.
think, is because everybody wants their captain to kind of
Be a bit
embody
unique and
the
represent
chapter
them, yeah.
that they're in. You've got one there with the crest. I think would look really good, as you say, as Ultramarines. I think would make an excellent Imperial Fist as well.
Yes.
The one with the laurels, I think, looks very Blood Angel-y. I think that would look
Yes,
great.
I agree.
Or if we wanted to do like a Black Templar or something like that, I think he'd
Yeah.
be great.
And frankly, if you buy any Space Marine kits that are chapter specific, you end up with enough spare heads and bits and pieces.
Uh-huh.
That, like, again, it just attaches via a plug, right? Stick that plug
Yeah,
off, and you're good to go. With
Or
whatever
if you had something, because the head comes off, as you say, if you had something like a Space Wolf head or a Dark Angel head with the wings, it'd be very easy to add that onto that model and immediately make it very at home in whatever chapter you wanted.
Yeah, no kidding. So really a fantastic model. That brings us to our last miniature. Miniature is the right word in the Space Marine side
Yeah,
of
the
things,
land speeder.
which is,
I'm
of
excited
course,
to see
the
this
Space
guy.
Marines land speeder. I'm really excited by this on a personal level. It fills a niche in my hobby life, which I'll explain later.
I agree.
But this is a reimagining of that classic land speeder chassis. That
Ooh,
we
it's going to
saw
be
first
so much fun
years
to.
ago. And it comes with some options. So here you can
Oh,
see
it's going to be fun to
on the screen. You
glue
have
that on the rock.
multi-melter, and then you have the Onslaught Gatling cannon. And it's got new weapons on the wings, right, Eddie?
Yeah, so a multi-melter onslaught Gatling cannon on the front. You've got Storm Fury missiles underneath. They basically add a little bit of extra anti-armor.
Those
punch.
clone
So if you
helmets,
wanna use
man,
this
I still
as
love
a
them.
tank hunting,
I love them so
rapid
much.
strike thing, you
Smooth
absolutely
brain
can. The multi-melter
boys.
combined with the missiles, which are
I know.
basically
I
crash
I
missiles.
still love the helmets
That
though.
makes it excellent at hunting down enemy vehicles. You've also got the option, if instead of the underslung Gatling cannon, you wanted to have a heavy flamer, you
Oh,
can
that's
swap that
cool.
out and make it
Okay.
a very scary close assault transport. So if you want to
Pretty good for overwatching for your guys as well.
yeah,
Is it?
excellent stuff at Overwatch. So you can zip around, you can flame stuff, you can melt stuff. You can use this to get right in the heart of the enemy army and just cause absolute chaos. It's also got a very cool little special rule, which is called Purgation Run. And basically what that
Purgation
allows you
Run?
to do is after you've shot in your shooting phase, you can move this thing D6 inches. Now,
Oh,
if you play
whoa.
Warhammer 40,000 already, you'll know that that is going to be an incredibly useful ability. 'cause
Yeah,
you
it
can
is.
use it to do things like hop out from behind cover, shoot at the enemy, and then hop
And
back
then hop
safely.
back into
Or
cover,
you can
yeah.
use it to do things like move forward, kill an enemy unit with your Gatling cannon or multi-melter or flamers, and then move on and take
I
their
feel like the
objectives. So
flamers. I
that's
feel
a
like.
really useful little ability.
All right, I think this is going to be the optimal builds for these, and this is me metagaming right now. The multi-melta is an automatic include, but I don't necessarily think that the autocannons are going to be useful enough, so they're probably going to be taken predominantly with flamer, because this unit's going to be designed to charge in, melt, and then fuck off. There is no way that you're going to try to use the autogun. I don't think.
This
unless
has
the
a lot
autogun
of
has a
firepower for the
better stat
relatively
line.
small chassis. So I think we're going to see a lot of land speeders in Space Marine armies.
Yeah,
One thing to point out
okay.
here as well while we're talking about it is, I'll show you the frame. So here you can see this rocky outcrop that the model
Oh,
is
okay.
based
That
on.
makes it better.
If you end up with having multiple land speeders in your force and you don't want them all to have an identical rocky outcrop, the kit also contains this piece here, which is essentially the sort of the fin that hangs down beneath the land speeder, so you can build them with that and then attach it to the base via like a stalk. Or
So you get an extra tactical rock that you can just
well, yes,
deploy
exactly.
elsewhere. That's pretty
So,
exciting.
so I think the expectation, because it's a push fit, everything in this is push fit, that you would use the one with the tactical rock for this. But then, you know, if you trade with your friends and end up having two, they don't have to be the same if you don't want them to, which I thought was quite a nice feature. I love this. Very excited. I'll talk more about it later. There were some questions about the scale of things, in particular in relation to the orcs. So I'm just going to quickly do the orc knob, which I've kept on the side, and stand him alongside just a
they're
Space Marine
probably the same
intercessor,
height,
and then
close
put
to
an
it.
orc boy on the other side, because people were wondering how
Oh,
the
the
scale
height
was.
size.
These orc boys are beefy boys, but the size is
Yeah.
pretty much what you'd expect, and the orc
Yeah.
knob is enormous.
Yeah, the Orc Boys are about the same size as the Orc Boys are today, but I think more detail, more characterful. The Orc Knobs are now eye level with a Space Marine and about twice as wide, so they are chunky orcs.
The other thing to say, I suppose, is you'd mentioned the idea of a dual piece. We'd already talked about the Weird Boy and the Librarian. So here is essentially the face-off that
that's
you can make
sick.
with the Space Marine Captain
That's
and
awesome.
the Orc War Boss. And they do just look great going up
Yeah, they
against each
do.
other. Sort of capturing that scene in the trailer where you have the
I'm
the
super
axe
excited to
lining
see
against the relic
some of the non-metallic metal
and
that's
again,
being
the
done
bases
with
there
some of
that
these
you can get
swords.
the idea that the rocks
Super
are sort of part of
excited.
the same rock formation. They're designed to go. Imagine they have a slightly bigger base. You could put them on and make a really lovely little
Absolutely.
diorama together.
Yeah, it
So,
would actually be a nice golden demon entry.
yeah, I think we will see some probably.
Oh
No
yeah.
kidding. Right. So that is all of the models from the Space Marine side. We've done the orcs. So that's all of the things that come inside Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. We've talked a little bit about the fact that you don't have to paint these in the colours of the models that you
Did
see
it have
here.
Blood Angels? Yeah.
And so we've actually got some examples from the Heavy Metal team of other Space Marine chapters that they've painted.
Oh,
And
the
these are
Crimson
using
Fist
the
looks so
decals that you find
good.
inside the kit.
God, bring
and
back
these
the
are also
Crimson
forces
Fist.
that you'd expect to see present on Armageddon. So here is a Crimson Fist, absolutely stunning paint job. First of all, incredible work.
Yeah, that
Crimson
is
Fist,
awesome.
Of course, synonymous with wars against the orcs. And he just looks wonderful. A white scar. Again, the white scars have turned up in significant numbers.
That's
to
such a
join
jarring
Operation
scheme for the
Imperator.
white scars
And
when
so
it
here
should have
is
gone on one of the
he's got
jump pack
grenade
models.
launcher option. That's pretty handy in the game as well. I'm not going to lie. I've been enjoying that.
Yeah,
and then
there you
obviously
go.
A Space
It looks
Marine
excellent with
Eradicator of the
salamanders.
Salamanders chapter. And one of the things they've done a wonderful job here, just to shout out to the crazy skills of the Heavy Metal team, is painting that sort of
Thanks for hanging
lava
out. I
effect,
appreciate
at the
it.
bottom on the flat
I'm about
plates
to get up
really
and probably
make
go
use of
move
those open
around.
spaces.
Probably
Yeah,
prime some
I really
stuff.
like the Eradicators, those
Oh,
big
man.
sections on the front of the Heavy Belter to kind of show off whatever it is that makes your Space Marine chapter
Well, I'll
unique.
probably
You can
end the
imagine that
stream
works
soon
equally well
with
with a
my
very
thoughts.
heraldic scheme. If you had something like Howling Griffins or something, it would look very cool painted up with kind of any thematic thing. Look great.
Absolutely. So here, first of all, we get to show two things. One, which is how much faster at painting you are than me.
4 times faster.
Exactly so. And the second is how mediocre our paint skills are compared to the heavy metal team. But we wanted to show how much we've enjoyed getting to grips with some of this. So here are some examples of our own models. Here is my land speeder, and I'm going to wax lyrical for a minute. I brought along a little friend
that
for
looks
him, and
really
this is
good.
why I'm excited, right? So I've been a Dark Angels collector for a very long time. My favourite thing about the Dark Angels is the Raven Wing and their sort of hunt for the fallen, and that act as the vanguard of the Dark Angels first. In squads of 10 operating as an era, I got very excited. I'm going to beautiful model. It's 3, and so it doesn't add up in the weird maths that I've got going on in my head. You can see how it scales alongside the land speeder. Actually, it's really nice. But this enables me to once again get back to that sort of perfect magic 10 that I seek with my Dark Angels army. So that was the first thing I painted. I was very, very excited to have a Primaris era.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out, Average. I appreciate it.
I yield the microphone to Eddie.
Yeah, well, I painted them as well. I've done a couple of Space Marines and a couple of Orcs.
Yeah,
I did a,
probably what I'm going to have to do. My tithe is going to the Custodes right now.
This is in the colours of the
I'll probably let this box go, but
We're
there's
expanding that,
definitely
so
stuff that I will collect within this.
it is the Red Morse. Painted him up as a Longfang. I did some hazard stripes there.
That's
bonus points for hazard stripes.
You've got to put hazard stripes on, otherwise how do you know which end is dangerous?
Quite.
You don't know. They also did, because I wanted to do kind of a bit more heraldic.
That's
I did
such a good design.
Stormlord Space Marine. That is one of the
awesome.
chapters that features in Operation Imperator as one of the Space Marines, White Scar successor, battling currently.
Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it, Average.
And then I painted a couple of Orc units for my Orc army, the Squigtown Scrappers. First off, I've got the War Boss. I've got a few War Bosses, but I'm looking forward to using the new Cleave mechanic to chop through lots of Space Marines next time I go up against them.
Delicious.
And of course, I couldn't not paint the Dakar rig, could I?
Yeah.
I had a great time painting him, and he's going to lead my Dread mob. I think I've got about 7 or 8 Dreadnoughts.
Various different
kind of
all
the mech who made
yeah, he's going to be the mech that's made the...
That'll be in 50th edition when GW was finally bankrupt and they need to really push out as much money as they physically can after the super mega Primaris Marines have happened. But yeah, so far this very much the Orcs have won.
Dreadnoughts and kind of march behind them, watching his creations as
but it looks good. I like it. I still like the designs of a lot of the stuff.
Well, there we go. And I'm absolutely made up because somebody said a nice thing in the chat about my the base on my Outrider bike.
Very nice.
So that's it. I'm stoked.
Very nice.
There we are. So I'm just super excited for Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. It's a genuine enthusiasm because I love Space Marines more than almost anything.
this box too.
So this is just a good time to be alive. Chat, you've been wonderful joining in the conversation, asking so many questions. It's been really good to have you here. Now is your last chance to get some questions in there if you've got any. Eddie, while I let the chat fill up, what's your favourite thing in the set? Pick one thing.
Oh, one thing. Well, I mean, I'm obviously very excited about all of the Orcs. I think they're immediately going.
I am too. I'm excited about all the Orcs. The Jump Pack Chaplain, I'm stoked about. He looks excellent. And the Ancient, I think, are some of my things. That and now that we're embracing a lot of the fun aspects of the Warhammer side, where we're having guys with studded legs and everything else, and the Primaris Marines aren't looking as cookie cutter anymore, I'm excited for that. That looks really good.
Going into my Warhammer 40,000 Orc army once I can get them painted. But I am actually probably most excited about the lore and background in Operation Imperator. I really like Armageddon. I think it's one of my favourite locations in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. I get very warm, fuzzy, nostalgic feelings thinking back to the original Wars for Armageddon that I got to play years back, and actually seeing the battlefield and the war zone of Armageddon, all the different hives and locations explored in super detail in a good old-fashioned, old-school campaign book is absolutely wonderful. I've been loving it.
Great. If I was picking a thing, it would be very difficult. My heart says, say, the land speeder, because it feels such a weird little niche in my own hobby brain. But my head says that the Dakar rig really steals the show.
The Dakar rig is nice, but I don't know, the Weird Boy. The Weird Boy has a piece of my heart. I think a little too much.
Years,
but I do love the big neck Dakar rig because he built like me for real.
Speechless at first blush, and this was one of those things.
I love that it basically looks like a giant mechanized squig as well. Yeah. If you sort of squint and imagine it's the big walking squig, it's got the jaws, it's got the legs, it's got the sort of ponderous gait. You can imagine doing that. It's just a really fun model.
So a bunch of questions that maybe we can cover off The most prevalent one is any news on a release date, Eddie?
So we're not going to tell you
Probably-
the exact release date today. We will say that it will be released in June. So
Okay.
by the end of June, you can have your Armageddon box in your hands and be building up and playing the new edition.
Lovely. Somebody said, what about Crusade? And the nice thing about the new edition of Warhammer 40,000 is that essentially Crusade was a way in this current edition of Warhammer 40,000 of making your games feel extra narrative.
Yes.
All games of Warhammer 40,000 have got that narrative injected into their very DNA
Good.
now.
Yep.
And if you want to take it that extra level, well, you've got that Dominatus deck to sort of link your games together with a full campaign. It should be really exciting for you. Somebody said, where do we get our T-shirts from? Eddie and I got these T-shirts at Adepticon.
We did, along with 1,000 other people in the room.
Yeah,
who've
we
got those
hosted
t-shirts.
the preview,
So
yeah.
if you want cool swag, then come to our events and get cool swag.
That is exactly where I was going with that. Adepticon is one heck of an event, and whilst the sound wasn't perfect,
Been there,
in
done that.
preview,
Got the T-shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So somebody beat me to the joke. That was great. Somebody in the chat's also got the T-shirt. Well done, you. Right. We are about done, I think it is fair to say. Chat, you've been lovely. It's been so nice having you here joining us. Everybody in the room who's moved models around so carefully and with such speed, thank you for helping make this preview happen, for pushing all the buttons and making us look good. If you want more information about Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon, you want pictures, if you've been trying to screen grab and that's just not working for you, warhammercommunity.com has articles which cover all of the models that you've seen here in probably more detail than Eddie and I have
They do
rambled.
actually also have some very lovely pictures of other miniatures and other paint schemes that we weren't able to show. So
There you go.
if you want to see the Space Marines painted up as salamanders or white scars or crimson fists, they've got
Perfect.
some great shots.
Fantastic. So all that remains is to say thank you, everybody. It's been lovely having you here. We'll see you again very soon.
All right, everybody. So I have a guest on this podcast right now, and I say, all right, everybody. I think there's only like 3 people in here. I have a guest. Dr. M has joined us. All right, M. I don't know if they can hear you or not. Hold on. All right, say something.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. Just screaming. Hi, Save. All right. So while I have you on the line, honey, what is your exciting thing for the new edition of Warhammer? What are some things you're looking forward to?
To be totally honest with you, I didn't realize there was a new edition.
There's a new edition coming like June this year. 12th edition or 11th, sorry.
Oh,
11th ed. Sorry, 11th ed.
Okay. You'll have to tell me about it.
Is there okay. When you say like I thought I told you about it before. I guess I didn't. My bad.
Well, I don't know what's changing.
A lot. There is a lot of stuff changing. But is there something you are specifically like if I had a GW person in my chat right now watching, listening, being there, is there something that you would want them to say? Would you want something that you would want them to do, fix, change, add, get rid of?
Okay, can we make, hear me out, can we make the Zangors good? Make the Zangors good again. Mazza.
No, don't be. You're gonna get me fucking canceled. NASA. Make Zangors good again. Okay. But how would you make Zangors good again?
I mean, tank them up a little bit. I think they do like such minimal damage that they're not even worth taking.
Hold on. So when you say tank them up, hold on. Let's go Wahapedia here. Is this gonna pull up 10th edition? I think it is. Hold on. All right, chat. What Dr. M's talking about. So right now, the Zangors have a movement stat of 6 inches, toughness 4, a save of 6+ with an invulnerable save of 6+, 1 wound,
So
7+
literally
leadership, and 1
impossible
OC.
to save them from anything. If they get hit, they are immediately dead.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can take 1 twist spray and 20 Zangors. You can take literally
Drop it to
20.
10. Drop it to 10 and make them a little bit tougher and a little bit more damage, and I can only take 10 of them.
What type of fucking stat line are you wanting to have for these guys? Hold on. Because I'm pretty sure at that point you're just wanting intercessors, but Zangors.
They're just really cool. Like, they're cool models, especially the ones on the discs, but they're almost worthless. And I
Well,
have a lot of them on the shelf that I would like to use, but it's really sad when they get hit by, like, literally one thing and then they all die.
well, to be fair, Zangors are designed for like secondary. They're not designed to be like crazy OP.
I don't need them to be crazy OP. I just need them to maybe be able to save from a wound so that they can be played with a little bit longer.
I mean, they have an ability that lets you okay, so they have ambushing hunters. At the end of your opponent's turn, if this unit is more than 6 inches horizontally away from all enemy units, you can remove this unit from the battlefield and place it into strategic reserves. They have that. They also have the Brayhorn ability, which you can reroll advance and charge rolls made with the bearer unit. And while the bearer's unit is within, they have the herd banner, and while the unit is within the range of one or more objective markers that you control, your leadership characteristic improves by 1. But you could take 160 of them.
That's so
Sorry,
many.
you could take 100. It's for 20 models. It's 160 points.
Oh, so they're basically they're really cheap, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they're like a chaff unit, and they also have the auto pistols, chain swords, and Zangor blades. They're not. Yeah, I think you're wanting fucking intercessors. You freak. You're wanting an
just want
intercessor squad.
I just want them to be slightly better because they're really good, but I never play with them because they're worthless.
Yeah, you're wanting an intercessor squad. I'm comparing the intercessor squad to the Zangors. Intercessor squads are movement 6 inches, toughness 4, a save of 3, 2 wounds, a 6+ in leadership, and 2
I'm not
objective
asking for
control.
Saber 3, I'm asking for like 4.
Damn, you're one. That's
5
crazy.
even would be better.
I think they're just designed to be chaff.
Okay. Save on 5s, but the leader has some kind of reroll ability.
What would that be? You're
Like,
one.
you can
that's
reroll
crazy.
one of your saves. Would be better. So you have like a little bit more chance.
I think they're just designed to be chaff. Okay, fair enough. I guess so. You want Zangors to be better, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, the leader has some
NASA.
kind of reroll
NASA.
ability.
If I
What would
could
that
sell that
be?
on a shirt, I would.
It doesn't even make sense.
you're
with
one-
that,
that's
reroll
crazy.
one of your saves.
NASA.
So you have like a little bit more chance.
Okay, is there anything
think
else
they're
you
just
would want to
designed to be
improve?
chaff.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
it.
I guess
Just
so. You want
better
Zangors
Zangors.
to be better, is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing. Okay,
Yeah, the leader
all right, cool.
has some
NASA.
kind of
NASA.
reroll
Well,
ability.
if I
What
could
would that
sell
be?
that.
Well,
on a
chat,
shirt,
you
I
heard it
would.
here first.
Doesn't even make sense
you're
with
one-
that,
that's
reroll
crazy.
one.
Dr. M is a Zangor supremacist.
Okay, is there anything else
you would want to improve?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I
so
guess
Just
Zangor
better
supremacist.
Zangors.
What I'm hoping for.
for-
Okay.
Yeah, the leader
I don't know,
Alright,
Custodes
to probably have better melee abilities. If
Well,
we're if the
well,
orc
chat, you heard it here
boss
first.
is gonna have if the orc boss is gonna have some melee stuff, I'm hoping that it's good enough that it's not crazy bad. Whoops, I repeated it like 20 times. Well, NASA indeed. Okay. Well, I love you. I'm gonna wrap up my stream and then but we're gonna stay on the line. Sound good? I'm just gonna turn you down so I'm not getting feedback. Alrighty. So that's Dr. M. Dr. M came in, showed up. Yeah. Good stream. Obviously the orcs won. Hand over fist. Some of the best looking models out there. You had that really good looking weird boy. You had the stomp. You had all of this other stuff. I'm glad that they're finally getting the love that they're deserving of. The Space Marine stuff kind of feels lackluster, but I'm also not too mad about it. I think it's still good enough that it's worth, if you're wanting to get into Space Marines, it's a good overall box to get into. I'm excited. I think that this is an edition where Hopefully, they don't streamline the hell out of stuff, which I feel like is going to be a problem. Frankly speaking, I think it's going to be great to have this edition come out. I'm hoping that we get less bloat, more, thematic rules and everything else in the characteristic stuff. I'm super gassy right now. Talk about Zangor supremacy got me feeling some kind of way. Fucking what a crackpot. Other than that, very good release, very good stuff. Again, Orcs won this one, if you want to call it a win. Very cool. I'm excited for their design. I'm excited for their for the release for this. And I hope, if you're looking out to get this box, I'm hoping you get it. Yeah, it's super, super exciting. Super, super exciting for this release to be dropped. I am stoked. This was a great release. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys for coming out and watching the stream. We had a lot of interaction, which was great. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. This is going to be, a great addition. Stick tuned for more. I think we got some painting stuff that's going to come up live here for a bit. And next week, so I am going to be busy. I will be away from the keyboard. I will be away. I know we talked about doing some gaming streaming and stuff. Unfortunately, that's kind of fallen through. We're going to have to do some other stuff as well. I apologize profusely. It's just, it is what it is. We're going to try to come back once we finish out that week, but I'll be working for a week. So no streams, no nothing, but we should have shorts coming. Dr. M said that she would paint some stuff. Fingers crossed that happens. If not, we could talk more about the interactions on some of the Warhammer stuff. May the 4th, I think we're going to try to do something related to that. We'll see. Maybe we might stream some of the release stuff for May the 4th, hopefully. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming out. This was a great stream, great interaction overall. And yeah, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all the love and support that's been going on these last few days. And I will see you guys not this upcoming week, but next week. I appreciate you guys. May the 4th be with you. If you are a Star Wars fan, and if you're not, well, have a good rest of your weekend.